What was the English show you were talking about where the acting was, your son was killed?
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a long time
I
ago.
can't remember the name of that. I always want to see that show.
Yeah, it takes place during World War II. What's the name of that show? I don't know. Yeah, the acting is astonishing. They do nothing. And also, this show has that too.
Mm-hmm.
This show has that even with people getting shot, going...
And it's Patriot or Patriots?
Patriot.
Okay.
It's Patriot, and it's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, okay.
We'll talk about it on the air, too.
Cha-cha-cha. Thank God someone was there to cover for you.
But that's at the end we do that anymore. I don't even know what our rituals are anymore.
I hit the wrong one anyway.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to Penn Sunday School, starring Penn Jillette. My name is Michael Godot. Matt Donnelly, Penn and I are broadcasting from Show Creator Studios in Las Vegas. Woo! Godot is back from Cuba, and we'll be talking about the TV show Matt Donnelly and Penn can't talk about. Also, Penn's show started correcting his math and grammar during the show, and yet he's here preaching love, Mr. Penn Jillette.
Ah, preaching love. Preaching love.
You sound sleepy.
I'm sleepy. It's been a
Good morning.
Been a hard day's night. Now, once again, I always have to say this: there's no hard jobs in show business. But if you were going to have a hard job in show business, I have it. Been long hours. We're doing this TV show, which we cannot talk about, which both Matt and I are doing. And I also, it's Thanksgiving week.
Right.
So there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
No.
Usually I have my Thursdays and Fridays off, but when people are enjoying their
Feasts.
Thanksgiving feast right afterwards, they want to see a show, which is inconceivable to me. But
do people nap during your show?
I would think so.
Or that's when they have pie.
You should have pie at the show.
Just hear a lot of whipped cream cans being passed around.
Oh, you just do that?
Yeah.
You do that well. Do it. Yeah, it's good.
That is perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking. Just everyone doing that while you're doing setups
we
for
play
tricks.
Mad Dog at home at Thanksgiving. But we also do it with the dog. And the dog likes playing Mad
Wait, you
Dog.
give whipped cream to your dog to make it look like he has
to
rabies?
make it look like he has rabies, yeah.
It's funny. It's funny.
That way you also get your Christmas card out of the way.
You have a dog this year now. This is it's a gift to you.
Yeah, my interaction with the dog is actually, I was going to say kind of non-existent, but actually somebody in the family got in their head that because the dog jumps, they want to teach the dog to jump.
That's a good...
Encourage him. He's showing a talent.
Yeah. The dog, which is a poodle dog, which is a full-size poodle dog, can jump straight up from a standing position, can hop straight up in this kind of odd, those things, there's a little disc that you, it's concave
half
and
a ball.
convex, and you bend it and you put it down on a table. And at some point in the future, just hop
Scares
straight up.
the bejesus out of you?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
The dog does that, just boing, straight up. And the height it goes straight up, I believe, is its belly gets 5 feet off the ground. It gets over my daughter's head. So we got, I don't know what we pay. See, Moxie said to me at one time, Daddy, why do you work all the time? Kind of this sad plaintive thing. And I said, because you want to buy plastic shit. That's why I work all the time. So my wife, I guess, not my children, I don't think they have these powers yet, bought a lot of plastic shit. So the dog has to have something to jump over.
Oh, good.
Like the moon isn't enough. Or the children's heads aren't enough.
Right.
So there's these steeple posts, little plastic, piece of shit, right? It's PVC pipe they probably sold for, $30 because it's...
From the Etsy page for dog people.
Yeah. And with directions and a video.
Dogleaping.com.
Tell your dog to jump. So for some
5-star
reason,
reviews.
I went out and I watched my family stumble through this dog training, and all of a sudden, I don't know, I was visited by maybe Thor.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I said to myself, I would never say this aloud in the household.
Yeah.
I understand this. I know how to do it.
You suddenly knew how to train your dog to jump.
Yes.
You saw it. A vision.
vision.
After all the other people had the materials together, and
So strange that of all the things I could have a revelation on,
yeah,
that's the one God chose to give me.
that's a
Capricious son of a bitch.
yeah.
So I took all of a sudden I felt the leash in my hand and it felt right. I held the little loopy part in one hand and then I took up the reins and I said to the dog, sit, and the dog sat. And I said to the dog, go, and we ran together and he jumped right over it. And then Emily gave him a little piece of hot dog.
Did you get one?
No. Doggy's not vegan. I am. And she kept treating him every time and said, boy, you have a natural inclination. And I didn't tell her that I'd been visited with the truth.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was worth sharing.
No.
And then the family was gone, and the dog was out in the backyard. I've never interacted with the dog. And I went and had to find the leash, which I never use, and I clipped it on. It was just the two of us in the backyard. And I said, you don't need treats. You can do this for the joy. And I said, sit, and he sat. I said, we're going to go jump over that thing. And we jumped over it, and he kind of, I said, there's no treat, you're just a good dog. I said, now we're going to do it again. Went and did it again. I said, now we're going to do it again. We went and did it again. And I said, now we're going to do it again. And we did it again. And then I said, you're getting pretty good. Let's raise it up. So we raised it up a little bit. I said, okay, now we're going to do it again. Then I said, this is crazy, but I'm going to take the leash off you. And you're going to get no treat. And I said, come here. And he sat. I said, sit. I said, okay, we're going to go. And I ran, and he ran beside me and jumped over just like he was supposed to.
Wow.
And I said, no treat, just good dog. Now, when my wife was training him, and when the children were training him, they were dragging him over the thing. And then they have 3 set up in a steeplechase thing.
Yeah.
Probably cost, what was this, like $150? $150.
Well, the signature set, you get 10% off if you got all 3.
As long as you bought them on that first visit to the website.
And if you look underneath one of the columns, it says 1 of 98.
Buy today. This value won't be around tomorrow. Then my mother-in-law looking at it and said, it's 10% off. Well, look how much money we're saving. We can't afford not to buy it. If we buy enough of this, we buy 10 of these, we've saved 100% and we get money back. So I'm out in the backyard and I go over the 3 things. Dun, 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 dun. And then the next day, I did it again. And the dog was even better. And then I stopped. 'Cause I had work to do, and now the children go out and I don't even watch. But
You were there. You had already answered your calling. You had proven your point.
yeah,
Does your family now know that you have done this?
yeah, I told him. With an odd feeling in my heart, a feeling of an odd kind of pride coupled with assurance. Like, yeah, I know this.
Just a tinge of nya, nya, nya.
No. There was no nya,
No
nya, nya
nya,
at all.
nya, nya, all right.
It was a moment of clarity. I don't know why I chose to share my moment of clarity with the dog.
Yeah.
Would have never guessed that. But now it's over.
Well, wasn't it Phil?
I won't do it again.
Didn't Phyllis Tiller say find what you're good at and do that?
Wouldn't that be a nightmare? If after all these years
That's
I found
right.
that what I was good at was training dogs to jump.
Lose your showbiz job, start training dogs to jump.
Yeah, maybe I'm
We'll
just...
hire you.
is
You
this-
can come by my house.
There's
and
a
teach my
rumor
dog.
about a Major League Baseball stadium. I think you might want to maybe take a look at this this dog training thing.
I don't know. Yeah, the Rio going away.
That's what they.
Yeah, that's
there's
not
a ton
a-
of rumors.
That's not... I believe that's not true.
I mean, you'd certainly be one of the first people to find out for real.
I would suppose so, although you can't tell.
Yeah.
You can't tell. I could just show up and they could have blown it up. The thing is that
Here's your leash. Get to work.
I do believe that people like Glenn and everybody around me are very, very conscientious about telling me things. Every single time I don't know something, there's always an email that has told me that clearly. I think that maybe, and I'm not sure this is the problem, but it may be that I don't listen to what anyone says to me and I don't read emails that are sent to me. So when I don't know something,
Right.
I think Glenn will back me on this. I don't complain.
Okay.
I say, "Oh, I didn't know that." He goes, "You got 3 emails and you responded that you understood." I go, "Okay." But I'm not complaining I didn't know that. Just a simple statement of fact.
Yeah.
I know how to make a dog jump. I don't know what's happening with my career. Simple statement of fact. Or I knew, because now when I think about that feeling that I had of at 1 with dog jumping,
Yeah.
it's past. But it's the only time I was with Santori or something. I wanted to say the word Santori.
Now, how long do you think until the feeling also passes for the rest of your family with their enthusiasm for teaching the dog to jump?
It's gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
It's gone. And
The plastic in your yard remains.
the plastic of the yard remains and will be. I picked the room that I'm in for my office to have
Yeah.
it's just mountains and stuff like that. And then dog shit and then steeplechase.
Yeah.
Broken steeplechase. One side will fall down and no one will ever pick it up again. And all I have to do is walk out and fix it, right? Or I could easily walk out and move this stuff, but
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah.
And it won't bother me much. Just
Yeah.
every once in a while, geez, okay. But for a moment, I understood the dog.
Yeah.
And for a moment, he understood me. And I tell you,
Was he different to you after this experience?
I don't know because my mother-in-law arrived bringing another dog.
Oh,
For now, I live in a house with 2 dogs.
this is a
Is she
whole.
leaving it there?
No, she's with us for Thanksgiving, which I enjoy very much. And she's going to be with us for Thanksgiving, and along with her comes the dog. And there's nothing
okay.
wrong.
No, she's not leaving the dog.
Nothing. There's nothing. No.
I've been acquired a second
But the
dog.
whole jumping career is simply on hold for the holidays.
Yeah.
Have you told her you could train her dog?
No, I don't think I can anymore. I think I've lost. What I'm trying to say is,
There was a moment.
there was a moment, and one of the things I've learned in my meditation is that certain things just. I'll tell you, the meditation is insane because I do Headspace every day, 1,043 days in a row or something, and Andy is my guru on that.
Yeah.
And Andy. Does this kind of wonderful training to make you calm and happy. And then I started Sam Harris, because Sam Harris got me meditating. He's the one that pushed me into it. It took him 2 or 3 years pushing me.
I mean, you consider these both guided meditations?
Well, here's his. So Sam got his up
Yeah.
to do his app, right? And he did a wonderful bait and switch. Brilliant. Sam Harris is a smart man. He said, I have arranged for you to have a lifetime membership, full access to all of the stuff on the Waking Up app. I said, Sam, so nice, so unnecessary. That's so good. And then I used it for 4 days. And then a thing came up saying the membership isn't right. Da, da, da. And I finally ended up clicking along and ended up buying.
Your wife has sent us videos of you and the dog jumping.
And then wrote to him and said, "Oh, that's a glitch." It's a great marketing technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, giving you a lifetime. So anyway, Sam Harris then tries to drive you crazy. That's what he tries to do.
Oh, okay.
So Andy's trying to make your life more calm, and Sam says stuff like, turn your mind around and see who is thinking. Very, very crazy stuff.
Wow.
But during this, I have been happier being sad. I kind of can embrace some sadness. And I also was able to, I think this is all meditation, to say, oh, I can now do this with the dog. But I'm also able, because of meditation, to say I'm no longer going to do that with the dog. That's just
go.
It
past.
was a fleeting moment.
But we don't want to. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Reddy has the video of
I don't
you.
want to see the video. The video is not important to this. Stop with the video. My memory of things that happen are more valuable to me than video of things happening, and that's the other thing.
Well, I'm not making you watch it.
My battle in life is not to watch video. Mm-hmm. We're working on bits we haven't done for a while, and Teller brings up the video, and I go, if we take what I remember of that bit and try to recreate that, it'll be so much better than watching a video of me stumbling through it. And my experience with that dog was a pure thing, you know. And one of the things that talk about so much in meditation is not, can you watch a sunset and not have the thought, this is a beautiful sunset? Can you banish that thought from your head? This is a beautiful sunset, but just be there watching the sunset. A very difficult thing to do. And you try to note your thoughts. Soon as you pull out your cell phone to try to take video of it, the event no longer exists. There is no event then.
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, you're not going to watch that video much afterwards. It's not like you're holding it. I do take video. I do take pictures. I do like them. But there's a certain kind of thing where I want to misremember. Mm-hmm. I want my life to be the way I've remembered it and not my life to be the way it was put on. Because, you know...
Well, that makes sense here because the video I'm watching actually has you jumping over the steeplechase and the dog is just giving you treats.
The hockey book.
Spraying whipped cream in your mouth.
You know, it's funny. You bring up the phone thing. And they say, like, musicians talk about this now, like, you know, Springsteen for one. You know, he's known to just pop up and play somewhere.
Actually, just say Springsteen for the only one.
Springsteen for the only one in my heart. But he says he enjoys doing that thing less because now what happens, instead of lighting up the room, he says everyone just whips their phones out and just films you.
Yeah, yeah.
And Tiger Woods had this thing where he went for a very long time between winning tournaments.
Yeah.
And the culture had changed during that time. And he said when they were asking him how weird it was, he said, I've never heard it so loud because no one's clapping. They're all holding their phones and screaming. And it was very different, very, very different from the last time I had won.
Yeah, and you go to a show, you go to a Bob Dylan show, and people are holding up. You go to any show, people are holding up. And it's just amazing that they, Hockney's book, which I forgot the name of, but it's the book that started Tim doing Tim's Vermeer and started our movie and everything. And I forgot the name of the Hockney book. But, you know, the idea of perspective through a single point of a lens.
Yeah.
The idea we see stuff like that. Until you have the lens, which is, you know, whatever that is, 15th century. Before you have the lens, perspective is just one way of looking at the world. All that stuff Hockney did with the Polaroids with no vanishing point, where the vanishing point is different every Polaroid. The painting he did of the giant trees that has no vanishing point, no perspective. It is arguable, and I think by people smarter than me by a lot, there's a very reasonable point that because everything we see is done through a single point lens, everything we see, right? Paintings are done with perspective, and if you look at pre-15th century paintings, if you look at especially stuff from India and China,
right,
you get this non-vanishing point way of seeing things. Right. Cubism is coming back from that single vanishing point thing, right? There's not a vanishing point in Cubism. There's a famous Hockney painting where it's a chair, but he's not painting the chair, he's painting the walk around the chair. And there's a famous picture of a Chinese fortress, right? And the perspective is for us, the perspective is changing all the time, right? It's sometimes a little bit from the top, sometimes from over here. And even me, without a visual memory, I can look at that and go, wait a minute, this is exactly as valid a way to see the world around us as the single vanishing point. Because we don't have a single point in our vision. So what we've done is we've trained ourselves to see the world in this particular way. And there's nothing wrong.
Actually, I took a video of that painting. Do you want to see it?
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
When you start thinking that life is happening in 25-second to 3-minute segments, that is then shown on a computer screen that has one vanishing point and is shown at about eye level, that is not the way we see the world. The world that is out there does not exist like that. You are telling yourself a story, and that story just keeps getting rammed and rammed and rammed. I'm not on Facebook anymore. and it changes my life profoundly because I don't see things as, oh, so-and-so had this cute little joke. Oh, did you see this or did you see that? That's just going away. And I'm able to read like books, you know. Ideas are not meant to be in 3-minute chunks. That's all. So me jumping the dog, I remember that. That's a whole thing. The way I remember it is a valid collage and doesn't need to be funneled through a thing. You went to Cuba. I'm done with the dog jump. I didn't want to do the dog jumping at all.
Transitions don't need to be smooth anymore either.
No. That's just Hockney talks about.
This is the vanishing point.
Well, you know, I actually do think that is, you know, that's one of the geniuses of Stern.
Yeah.
Howard Stern did give us no more cheesy segues.
Yes.
Oh, you got cancer. Good.
I went to Cuba.
Yeah, tell me about Cuba.
Cuba's fantastic.
What are you?
I know. Yes. We have to start somewhere.
It was a big magic convention.
Big
thingy,
magic
right?
convention, Magic Cuba, which actually, you know how they you know, the last C becomes the first C of Cuba. Turns out everything in Cuba has that. So Cuba, everything has some version.
They just add Uba to the end.
Uba
of
to
it.
everything, exactly. Anything ends with a C or has a C in the middle, they replace the rest of it with
Uba.
It makes the scuba shop very confusing.
Yes, exactly. Scuba.
Scuba Uba. Isn't it Scuba Uba?
Scuba.
Scuba Uba, I think, is the better version.
I'm so glad you had the word scuba. Because I was trying to think of one of the words, and scoop is perfect. Usually we stumble around for 20 minutes finding it.
I was
You're preloaded.
You get lucky. What broken watches right twice a day? I don't know if that applies here either.
No.
doesn't.
Well, no longer we have analog clocks, so
Oh yeah.
they just dark. A broken clock is now dark.
Broken just gone.
black
it's in the trash
all day.
Can. It's in the. It's
What's that?
gone.
Same as night. They're just gone.
Gone.
They're just black.
I saw pictures of you that I was just immediately jealous of. This is a beautiful moment. You and Matt King.
Yes, Mac King and a couple of other magicians and I.
Yeah.
We went to a small town called Vinales, which is a beautiful area.
But is it really like 50s cars driving around?
Yeah, it's really like 50s cars driving around all the time.
Okay, well, go on with you for a
All
little.
the time. We can go back to Havana if you want to, or we can go on to Vinales. Vinales is the small town we went to at the second half of the week that we were there.
Okay.
1,000 people live there. There are 1,000 homes there. 998 of them are now Airbnbs.
Okay.
Because the Cuban government has relaxed the regulations on some capitalist ventures.
Right.
And so everyone in Cuba now has a side job. They're all
Hot
doing
dog
something.
stands still kept down. You can't get a hot dog there. They won't. You walk
There are
around
no
the
hot
stand.
dogs. But I went to a ball game. We'll talk to that.
But I'll tell you, even without a hot dog, my dog will still jump.
That's true.
Especially without a Cuban
He
hot
does
dog.
it for joy. I do not believe in reward or punishment.
We've
at
already
all
gone
for
20
anything.
minutes on the dog. You didn't want to talk about the dog at all. You go back to the dog.
Let's go back to Cuba.
Okay.
I just wish the word dog ended with a C.
Daguba.
Cuba. Go ahead.
So we get there. We go to this Airbnb. We're all kind of in the same neighborhood. There's like 20 of us, and we're all in the same little neighborhood, staying in different.
How many people are the whole magic thing?
Probably 150.
Okay.
But 20 of them decided to go on this trip for the second half of the week.
Oh, just this is not.
This
part
is
of it.
all. This is
Not Cuba.
We're just gonna go have some fun in Cuba.
And
now
how'd
that
you
we're
pick
there.
this town?
Someone else picked it and said, "You guys want to go to Vinales?" And we went, "Yes."
Well, okay.
That's exactly how.
Whoever the guy, you trust the guy who said that.
Someone said that, and we said yes.
Yeah.
We'd rather go see some more of Cuba than go home. So we're at the Airbnb in Vinales, and it's Dr. Nancy owns the one that we're staying at, and her husband, and their daughter is there, and a couple of their neighborhood kids are there, and Mac does a card trick for the kids, and the kids go insane. They've never seen anything like this. They're so excited that they're doing backflips in the yard. So Mac and I look at each other and go, well, we should do a show here, clearly.
Yeah.
And so we told Nancy and some of the other families, well, at 5 o'clock tomorrow night, we will do a show in front of this in the street in front of a garage.
It's like a Marquez novel. Go ahead.
Yeah. The garage door has no parquet garage painted on it. So that's now the name of the show. And so us and a couple of the other magicians who were there agreed to do this show. And so at 5 o'clock the next day, we get out there and
In Spanish?
we do as much Spanish as we can do. None of us really speak Spanish well. But there are, 40 kids and their parents kind of crowded around this dead-end street at a garage. And me and Mac and Bill Hers and a couple of other magicians just do a 35, 40-minute show for these kids. And it's a blast. It's fantastic. They've never seen anything like it. They're insane. At one point, I'm riding the unicycle towards them, and like the kids leap up and run back and crash through like puddles and doors and knock down their parents and lose their shoes because they're freaked out. I'm riding towards them. It's just hysterical. And it's just a joy. Just these people were so happy.
Pure
joy,
entertainment.
pure entertainment.
That's
and the thing
so
that I
rare.
like most about it is at some point these kids are going to be adults and they're going to say, one day magicians and jugglers came to our street and did a show.
Yeah. One of those kids is going to be a magician or a juggler.
It's just crazy. They will have no idea why, is what I like.
Yeah.
Just go, no, I have this weird, maybe it's a dream. Because there were magicians. Why would there be magicians on the end of our street?
Yeah.
Mom, why were there magicians on the street?
They don't know either.
They don't know either. Nobody knows. It's just because those two kids flipped out when Mac did a magic trick.
The
for
picture of you guys in that little street surrounded by
Fantastic.
Cuban kids was
Just
unbelievable.
real
With the
entertainment.
vanishing point.
At the vanishing point, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it started.
Yeah, and
where
it's
it ended.
it's not a fancy town. It's not. The street we're on doing the show is mostly dirt, a little bit of concrete every now and then, but really fantastic. And then while we were in Vinales, we went on a horseback trip and went through people's yards and went to farms and saw people roll and get cigars and
Was somebody organizing this?
yeah. Some of it was organized and some of it was just we can ride horses for $5 for an hour. Let's do that.
Wow.
So yeah, we had a great time there.
Did you smoke cigars?
I did not smoke cigars. Other people smoked cigars. I can't stand to be in a room with a cigar, as it turns out. But
Piff smokes cigars.
Yeah, I actually spoke to Scar with him.
I should have brought some back. I apologize. At the time, I was like, who wants cigars? And then I get back and my friends go, hey, did you bring us cigars? I go, oh, no, I didn't. I have 2 to send to my dad. That's about it.
I can't stand to be in a room with them, let alone a plane with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Even worse.
Okay, so what is Cuba like?
Cuba was built in 16th or 17th century by the Spanish when they had conquered the area. And there are all these amazing, giant, ornate, castle-like buildings, really beautiful, ornate, built from limestone or coral. And the whole town is full of amazing, amazing architecture. 1 out of 5 of those has been restored and is a beautiful restaurant or a home or an ice cream shop. And the other 4, 2 of them are rubble and 2 of them are people are living in them, even though they should probably be just rubble. And so the architecture is it's different from anything else you've ever seen in the Caribbean. It's gigantic, huge, beautiful buildings. Like I said, 3/4 of which are crumbling and horrible. And it's astonishing and beautiful and creepy. It's kind of post-apocalyptic.
Would you want to live there?
I would, but I'm
question.
exactly. I'm the wrong guy to ask. on
Would
this.
Matt want to live there?
No, not unless he had.
And I
one
love
of
the Caribbean, but I still don't think
This
I'd
is
like it
different
there.
from the rest of the Caribbean.
It is.
In a way that I didn't understand. When I got there, I was, I've been to many of the islands, and this one was like, what the heck is going on here? And was fantastic. The theater we did a show in, big, old, kind of cool theater. There were bats in the theater. And when we set up our props, Mac and I set up our props, and we're going to go out and have some lunch, come back for the show in the evening, they said, zip your bag closed because there's carrots in there, and the bats will come down and eat out of your bag.
Oh, my gosh.
There are bats.
And how big a theater?
8. There are 2 sides to it. One side was 850 seats that where Mac and I worked, and the other side was, I think, 2,000, where Jorge Blas, Mike Caveney, Tina Leonard, a few other magicians worked.
Now, who was the audience?
Cubans mostly,
Magicians?
and magicians, but there are 150 magicians, so you can't fill that room, obviously. But on the Jorge Blas
But the
Mike
Cuban
Cagney side, they
people
did.
pay money to go out and see shows.
Yes. But there's a pricing structure that we can't quite understand. There are three types of money. You can use euros or dollars if you want to, if you need to.
Yeah.
But there's also Cuban pesos, and then there's another Cuban money that only the Cubans use, and so they get a special rate on everything they buy. So
Bitcoin.
yeah, like a Bitcoin, exactly. So for a Cuban to come
Bitcoin
see the
Uba.
show,
Bitcoin Uba.
Big Cuba.
Bitcuba.
the Cubans, I believe it's 50 cents to see the Mac King.
Oh. His mic's
go
put
down.
down.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. Yeah. So I mean, if you wanted to buy a ticket to the show, it's probably $50.
How did Magic Cuba make money? Who did this? What are they thinking?
It's some cultural exchange deal with the government.
Okay.
So
there's some money
perhaps
coming
there's
into
some-
this that's not strictly people
I
in the
don't
audience.
know. I don't know.
But they came and just hired you.
They did
They said, come down and
come
do
down and do a show.
And then they presumably paid all your expenses.
They
and you got
paid all of our expenses, and we
Seems
did some
expensive
shows.
to bring Mac
Yeah.
to
Mac
Cuba.
King and Godot to Cuba was not inexpensive, I don't think.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't pay, money to send Mac King and Godot to Cuba. Would you?
Like to get them away from me?
It's actually Macuba.
Macuba,
Macuba King.
Macuba, Cuba,
It's not Mac King. It's Macuba King.
Macuba King.
Macuba King.
It should be.
Cuba King is great.
Macuba King is pretty good.
Yeah.
Macuba King.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good name. I'm gonna do some ads here.
Do some ad spots.
Yeah, I'm gonna start using the Squatty Potty.
All right. You're in.
You got the Squatty Potty,
have
and
it.
none of us have the
I
Squatty
found
Potty.
out we have two of them in our home.
Oh.
What?
Okay, and my wife uses it and likes it, and she should be doing the ad for it because I haven't used it yet, but I will. Do you think you know about pooping? Well, I'm here to tell you there's a way better way to poop than you've ever experienced in your life. Squatty Potty is the original squat to poop toilet stool featuring patented potty technology. Well, yeah, patented potty technology. There's 3 words in a row I didn't think I'd say, but I had a dog jumping.
Potty
That
tuba.
That will result in the best poop of your life.
Yeah.
That's quite a good promise.
That's
Exactly.
a good promise.
Here's what you need to know about pooping. Proper toilet posture makes all the difference for colon health. The simple knowledge of getting our knees up while going to the bathroom makes for a remarkable difference. So I will run the experiment, and I will talk about it next week.
Okay.
Probably more than you want me to. When done, Squatty Potty wraps perfectly around your existing toilet and easily stores out of the way when not in use. Squatty Potty has thought of everything to make your bathroom experience better and more enjoyable. It's comfortable, ergonomic, easy to use, attractive, affordable, and let's not forget that it's scientifically proven, doctor recommended, and FDA registered. So for better poop, go to squattypotty.com/podcast for 15% off your purchase of Squatty Potty. Don't forget squattypotty.com for 15% off your first purchase of Squatty Potty. That's Squatty Potty for a better poop. Okay, good. We're going to talk mostly about Godot on this one.
Yeah.
Rad Power Bikes, a consumer direct electric bike company producing 5 unique models of electric bike. I was at a bike shop the other day. Buying jelly beans that are magic for my wife to eat during the marathon.
Yeah.
Magic jelly.
Magic jelly beans,
Magic
yes.
jelly- They just, which are also called jelly beans. And I looked at the prices of the power bikes.
Powered bikes are expensive.
Crazy expensive, but Rad Power Bikes is consumer direct brand. Buyers get a premium electric bike without paying the huge markup caused by dealers and third-party retailers. Priced at often less than half the price. I believe it is exactly half the price of what I saw. Comparable bikes on the market because of dealer retail markups. They're cut out. On top of their already awesome prices, this Cyber Monday,
November 26th.
right, Rad Power Bikes is making it even easier to get people riding. Deals on all Model 43 bikes up to $400 off per model. One day only sale on Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday also includes free shipping
That's a good
on
deal.
all electric bikes in the lower 48 states. Now, I'm not using the Cyber, the Rad Power Bike for a really simple reason. I can't go outside certain times during the year,
Right.
Because the cactus stuff in the air gives
Kills
me-
you.
It kills me. So I have to stay inside, which I hate, because I would live my life outside no matter what the heat was or the
It
cold.
is fantastic.
Fantastic. How
I bought saddlebags for it, and I take it to the store every day now.
really every
I
day?
really do every day. I ride it to the store and back. It's the
And what
best.
percentage do you do pedaling? Because it'll do 100%. It can just be a little motorcycle.
Yeah.
Every now and then I do 100%. Usually I set it at 1. There are different levels.
Mm-hmm.
You set it 1, 2, 3, and that's how much assist it's going to give you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you set it at 1, you feel like you're in the best health of your life because you don't really notice that it's helping you, but you're riding really fast and easily.
Yeah.
It's the greatest. It's like I am Superman.
It is
I can keep up with the peloton. I can ride faster than anyone. It's the best. It's it's electric chemicals.
I'm thinking about getting one because
like
we
doping.
might buy my two sons a bike for Christmas, and I think it'd be funny if I got one and didn't tell them, and they just assume Daddy has superpowers.
Daddy
Daddy
has-
can just
you
ride
will
like
have
the wind.
super-
Really
Powers.
nice idea.
Yeah.
Really nice
You go
idea.
floating up the hills.
Yeah, like,
smiling.
750 watts of
Keep up.
power, going fast to
wrong
miles
with you
an hour.
boys?
All 5 models have the most powerful motor an e-bike can have while maintaining street legal, Bob Dylan album, status. No license registration or insurance required. Can finance your bike for as low as 0 APR. Just about $100 a month can get you riding. All 5 models can reach 20 miles per hour with 0 pedaling. All 5 models give riders the choice to ride pedal-free with throttle, utilize 5 levels of pedal assist for an added boost or a combination of the two. Riders can travel between 20 to 40 miles on a single charge. Visit www.radpowerbikes.com/podcast. www.radpowerbikes.com/podcast to learn more. And don't forget to shop their Cyber Monday sale on November 26th to save big. That's a good deal. Pluto TV is the leading free streaming television service. Watch over 100 TV channels and thousands of movies on demand, all completely free. Pluto TV never asks for a credit card. You don't even need to sign up to watch it. Free. Pluto TV is the easy and completely legal way to watch your favorite TV shows and hit movies for free. What are you waiting for? Never pay for TV again by downloading Pluto TV. Remember, in that favorite TV shows and hit movies for free, hit is
Not a
adjective.
verb.
Adjective.
It's adjective, yeah.
You can download Pluto TV for free on all your favorite devices today, including your phone, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Smart TV, PlayStation, anywhere else you stream. If you're looking to buy a car, you looking to buy a car, Matt?
Yep.
Okay, good. You're probably familiar with terms like MSRP, are you?
I know it just by when you say it, but I don't know what it means.
Manufacturer suggested retail price.
You're good.
You know where I learned that?
Where?
Last time from you. You might even know what it stands for, but what does it actually mean? The same goes for invoice, list price, and dealer price. It's enough to confuse anybody, not just me. Anybody. Because if I say enough to confuse me, people
Yeah.
just go, oh, so what?
Yes.
Doesn't say anything.
Toaster, he's gone. All you're really looking for is a price that actually means something. Introducing True Price from True Car. Now you can know exactly what you'll pay for the car you want, including fees and accessories, before you even get to the dealership. True Car dealers will show you the true price on cars like the one you want, all from the comfort of home. And how do you know if your true price is a great price? Because True Car shows you what other people paid for the same car you want. And your certified dealers know this, so they set their true price competitively so they can win your business. So when you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit True Car to enjoy more confident car buying experience. Some features are not available in all the states. Back to Cuba,
Back to Cuba.
or I should say Bacuba.
Cuba.
Bacuba.
Bakuba.
Cuba. But all the shows were great. Everybody did really well, and there were a lot of Cubans there, and really fun, with the exception of our dear friend, Mr. John Archer.
Why? He didn't like it?
No. John was scheduled to do a midnight show at a salsa dance club. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll tell you something. John Archer, as you know, is a good friend of ours.
Yes.
And a Christian.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking after that booking, he's going nihilist. Go ahead.
He definitely was. So it's midnight. They stop the crowd of mostly Cubans in the middle of the salsa dancing. And the salsa dancing is fantastic. It's beautiful. It's sexy. It's great. God, I wish I could do that.
It's what you should be doing at midnight.
And in Cuba. It's what you're doing midnight in Cuba or anywhere in the world. They stop them. Stop. Now here's a magic show. People speaking a language you don't understand, doing tricks you don't get.
Yeah.
And so John Archer came out and was beaten to death. But those of us who were there who were magicians or jugglers had the time of our lives watching
sure.
John Archer bomb. And John did fantastic comments about how awful it was and how grateful he was that he had been given this great gig and everybody else's show had gone so well and that he was dying. And the next day, John...
How long did you do?
20 minutes. At a point when
And there's hot samba for
sweaty,
salsa.
Angry, and he's
When
talking
you want
to
to
people.
show up to a dance club to meet the ladies, stopping to watch a British magicians, maybe not at the top of the list.
No one. He had a ukulele with him and played "Smile Though Your Heart Is Breaking" as his closer. We were really in tears, absolutely in tears. And the next day he posted, "I don't understand what happened last night. I had the worst show of my life, and I got a standing ovation." Because we did. We went nuts.
That's amazing.
It was...
Or they just stood up because he was finished and they could dance.
Well, it's mostly the jugglers standing up.
I saw Matt King and Piff do a show like that with no one paying attention, and my enjoyment was just off the charts.
Yeah, it was the joy of being there and having had that pain yourself and seeing it inflicted on others, and them sharing that with you. Just really beautiful.
Yeah. Now, Cuba. Let's get back to Cuba. When I say let's get back to Cuba, I don't mean Matt and I are going.
No.
But nuts. Like Oliver Stone and stuff like that. They go to Cuba and say, this is great. Castro was great and all this stuff. What's the political feeling about that?
It was difficult to get an accurate assessment of what the locals felt about it. The one fellow that talked to us about it a lot seems sort of ambivalent towards it. I think that they see that this has not been the best for them overall. Mm-hmm. But in his retelling of the politics of it, it's an odd turn of events. Cuba is being run by the mob. Mm-hmm. So it's bad guys in charge when Fidel Castro takes over.
Yeah.
So everybody throws out the mob eventually. We've thrown the mob out of here in Vegas. You know what I mean? It's just, that seems like it probably had to happen. But then, they took the businesses from the mobs, and the U.S. government didn't like that. Mm-hmm. And so they said, we're only going to buy 50% of your sugar. Up to that, we've been buying 100% of their sugar crop. Say, now we're only going to buy 50% of your sugar crop. The Russians call them and say, we'll buy the other 50% at twice what the U.S. is paying you. And so Cuba goes, great, fantastic, let's do that. And then the U.S. says, if you're selling sugar to Cuba, we're not buying any of your sugar. Cuba goes, Russia says, we'll buy all your sugar at twice the cost. And so it's this kind of this terrible path that things get led down. And I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know how it really happened, but it seems like they made a choice to throw out the mob, and then the results of that were that politicians in the U.S. got pissy about it, and then the Russians got grabby about it, and then everything went to hell.
And now they got cars.
And now they got cars from the 1950s. We went to a baseball game, which was unbelievably great because the people are super into it and they're screaming and it's fun and
it's a huge sport down there.
It's a huge sport down there and it's paid, I think, year round. I don't know for sure, but we're there for the playoffs.
What else are they gonna do?
We're there for the playoffs.
They're not going to check their email.
Our translator, there's people walking around selling.
Could be watching John Archer.
Yeah. There are people walking around.
I wanted to tell people, if you don't know who John Archer is, do a search on YouTube for John Archer. And then picture him in the middle of a salsa dance party. And you may laugh your nutsack off.
It was fantastic. We're at a baseball game. Our translator, there's somebody walking around selling. They have white, like printer paper cones that are folded over, and there's something inside them. We ask our translator, what's inside the cones? She says, it's peanuts. The next guy comes by. He's got a little bigger cone, and I'm like, excellent. I'm going to buy peanuts for my friends. Sir, come on over. And I give him $1 Cuban dollar, the tourist dollar, not the Cuban dollar. I give him $1 Cuban dollar, and he gives me every one of the paper cones he has with him. 45 paper cones. Just like, great, here you go. I'm done for the day. Woo! Like arms full of paper cones. And I hand them out. I start handing them out to people, and I open them up, and it turns out it's chicharrones. It's pork rind.
Oh.
45
tubes
cones of pork rind.
Pork rind, and I'm handing them out to everybody around me gets one. People walking by, I'm handing them.
Now, when I was a carnist, and ate meat, even then I didn't like pork rinds.
Right. Yeah.
So you're down there as a vegan.
Yeah, with the 45 cones of pork rind, which I managed to hand out nicely enough.
You must have been like
I was very popular.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, I was Santa
or
Claus.
Santa Cuba.
Santa Cuba.
Santa
And then some guy came by selling drinks, like these kind of snow cone things that I bought, like 4 of these snow cone things.
Turns out it was also all pork.
Yeah. The translator, like as I'm putting it to my mouth, goes, "You can't drink that ice, you'll die." Because it's not.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
It's what
unfiltered.
one of the things that bothers Piff the most, tap ice.
Tap ice.
He does not like tap ice.
This was tap
He does
ice.
not like having a Perrier with tap ice. He goes, I'm paying for special water. Why would I want tap ice?
Wow.
Which I said, shut up.
This is Cuban tab ice.
Yeah.
So it's not even.
There's the story of Moynihan. When Moynihan was overseas with LOD and couldn't understand why he was getting sick when he was only drinking alcohol. Tap ice.
Tap ice.
Tap ice.
This was all tap ice. So actually, we handed out snow cones to the kids around me as well.
With an amoebic dysentery.
Yeah. I handed out amoebic dysentery to
I was
the
like,
kids
why do we have a
around me.
magic convention? The juggler comes around and does shows everywhere he goes, and he hands out chicharrones.
You remember the name Chicharron?
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm familiar with the chicharrones because I thought pork rinds were gross, and then I went to Colombia once.
Yeah.
And chicharrones came like on every plate, like a few chicharrones came on like everything
Right.
you ordered down there, but they were made like right away and given to the
Fresh ones.
fresh ones, yeah.
Fresh cheese.
And I really liked it. And I was like, maybe I've been wrong about this pork rind thing because these are delicious. And then I came back home and ate pork rinds. I was like, no,
Nope.
it's sawdust.
Well, it's salt and fat.
Yeah.
Which is all you need for
When
food.
it's quick and hot salt,
You know
and fat,
what's-
I like it. But it's sitting in a bag for a while. I guess I don't like it.
I've actually had dishes where they had fried it into chicharrones and then put it like into spaghetti sauce so that it became soft again.
Which is like, make up your mind.
Yeah.
Which one do
You know, the
want?
only thing that made the pig skin edible was the crunchy. And when you put it
Yeah.
back in spaghetti sauce and it becomes goo again,
Yeah.
it's just a pig skin.
Yeah, at least the people with the pork rinds figured out that was what to do
It's
with
a
it.
little popcorn.
That's what to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is coming up. You got big plans?
I do have big plans.
I was gonna, I was kind of thinking that I'm really done with cruel food.
I just saw like a baked whole cabbage.
No, I won't do
Done.
that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do
All
baked
right.
whole cabbage. Here's the thing.
You
Half,
didn't even
baked
kill-
half cabbage.
I read the Peter Singer article on turkeys. The way our Thanksgiving turkeys are treated, and the cruelty is astonishing. It is so far beyond what I ever believed possible.
Really?
The amount of suffering that goes into a Thanksgiving dinner, which I don't want to go into too deeply because people are going to enjoy the Thanksgiving. I don't want to fuck it up for them, but I don't want to be any part of that anymore. Because I am part of it because I'll be buying it, but that doesn't matter. My children can enjoy it, and that's wonderful. My family can enjoy it, that's wonderful. But I kind of thought, that I would like, because I thought fake meat is really good.
Yeah.
It's wicked good. And I thought they make this special fake.
Tofurkey.
But no, that's a brand name.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But they've done better stuff now.
Yeah, they've figured out the non-tofu based.
It's a roll.
Yeah.
It's a roll of like turkey-flavored goodness without cruelty, stuffed with turkey-flavored stuffing without
Well,
cruelty.
that sounds delicious.
It looked really great. But then I suggested that, and then I kind of lost interest. And then my wife...
Your moment of clarity had passed on the fake.
no more dog jumping. And then my wife said, how about this fancy chickpea or half a cabbage? I don't want that. You know, I was going to just do that, but the moment passed. So I'll be doing what Cray Ray would suggest and dining on the sides.
Okay.
You know, well,
That'll work.
they'll have their turkey and I'll have potatoes and whatever, green beans and stuff that's on the side. And my favorite food, the Jell-O.
Yeah.
That was my favorite food that everybody's repulsed by.
Yes.
And which my mother-in-law, who's usually so kind to me, said, I don't know why last year, she said, I don't know why we make this Jell-O. No one likes it. My favorite food.
Yeah.
And it's orange Jell-O with grated carrots and pineapple and then Miracle Whip on top.
Yeah.
But Jell-O is very far from vegan.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Now, is there some coagulant?
Yes.
There is a coagulant.
There are
that's
vegan Jellos. You can get a vegan Jello, no problem.
There's vegan everything now. They figured it out.
They got vegan orange Jell-O?
Yeah.
I could
sure.
have.
Yes.
Maybe I'll try to buy some vegan
I'll
orange
look on the
Jell-O and
internet
have
right
it.
now.
And then I'll just
We'll
then
just
I'll
order
just
it
do
right here on the show.
I'll just do it on my own. And
Yeah.
then my mother-in-law can say, no one eats this, and I'll say, no one does. But
Yeah,
I'll have-
yeah.
I have a refrigerator in my office. I'll hide my mother would be fine with it being vegan, I think. She would scoff at me. She would laugh at me. Like when I went to a hairdresser and got my hair dyed. She scoffed at me. But I still did it. She would scoff at vegan Jell-O, but she's dead.
All right.
So
And what else is Thanksgiving for? It's not
Right.
to mock your dead mother.
yeah, Thanksgiving, I will be mocking my dead mother. Did you find vegan Jell-O?
Yes. There's
Right away.
definitely- Yeah.
One search.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out there. I'm just
No problem.
looking specific for orange, but it seems like that's just simply a possibility.
Okay.
Yeah. Pomegranate orange. There's all kinds of different ones.
Okay. But oranges, I don't want pomegranate orange.
Yeah, I told the internet that.
Okay. You don't fuck that.
Where did Bing take you to?
Exactly. Someone told me somebody actually wrote me about this because I use Firefox. Their default is Bing. They say you can correct which one you prefer. If you hover over my little window, it shows the only one search engine it shows is Google, and yet it goes to Bing right away. That's not even an option I want. And then I always have to re-hit Google to get actually what I really want because I'm sorry to take sides on this, guys, but Google's better than Bing.
But why aren't you using Explorer? Why Firefox?
Someone told me to use Firefox a while ago, and I just always have since.
Good.
Was it a fox on fire?
It was use my thing, or I'm gonna burn. Yeah, I don't know. Someone told me to use Firefox. I don't know what's wrong with Safari. I guess it's fine.
Do you have anything to say about Cuba?
That's the Penn Sunday School tech update right there for you, everybody.
What's that?
We just did a tech update right there.
Yeah, we did.
This is our Silicon Valley segment. Then we'll come back every once in a while.
Come here for all your tech information.
I haven't actually mentioned I did a show as a part of the Cuban National Circus.
Wow.
I went in.
What was that voice?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
The cat inside your throat was really excited about that.
I went did it. Yeah, I got somehow, and I this does not make any sense to me. The Americans.
I don't know if anyone's come back from a trip with a less understanding of what they actually
I have
did.
no clue what happened. I enjoyed it, but I don't know why or what happened. They put me.
Pretty much true for all of us. This is a show where you comment on experiences that none of us understand. We don't know. None of us know what happened to us.
No.
We're just reporting. I was
And don't show us a video of it either.
all of the magicians went to the Cuban circus one afternoon
Okay.
to see the Cuban circus.
Okay. And that's just something that's just going on.
It's just going on all the time. It's in a permanent location.
Got
It's
it.
in a tent, but it's permanent in that spot,
They can support a circus all the time.
apparently.
I think, well,
Because, Ringling closed. We can't support one goddamn circus.
I was
in
going to
our
say,
country.
there it's like communist for them, right? So isn't it still mostly communist over there?
Yes?
So, like, they might just be able to just do that.
Oh, yeah. Like when China, they had magic.
You probably
performers.
assigned one day you went to the circus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But there were only, a dozen Cubans at the Cuban circus. as guests watching the show. You know, there were Cubans in the show.
It's their off night. It's coming up.
They could go salsa dancing, but instead ended up watching a British magician.
Everywhere I go, I keep running into this fucking John Archer. Salsa dance? I want to watch a circus.
All I'm trying to get is laid, and all I'm getting is John Archer.
If I go to a baseball game and he's pitching, I'm fucking out of here.
You know, Castro, he kind of made Cuba okay, and then John Archer came and
I hated Castro, but now he's gone. I miss him. That's all I see is fucking John goddamn Archer.
If we're going to have John Archer, put the Berlin Wall back up. We do not believe that...
If bringing capitalism to this island means bringing John Archer to this island, I don't like capitalism.
We were having fun dancing.
I like dancing. I like watching my friends do trapeze shit. It's my off night.
I do not want to see John Archer. Talk about the Cuban circus.
So wait, so you're with this crew.
Yes.
First off,
So I go back.
You already don't belong. You're not a magician. You're a juggler.
Yes. Everything is wrong about this. And the only people there are the American magicians who are going to see my show anyway.
Right.
Why were you...
Why am I in the Cuban circus?
Yeah.
No one knows the answer to that.
But the Cuban circus booked you?
What do you mean booked? No, there was no pay involved. I was in the Cuban circus. I did 5 minutes in the Cuban circus.
But who told you
tells
to?
you to?
One of the Magic Cuba guys said, "You're going over here at 1 o'clock, do a show."
Well, you were paid a flat fee to be in the...
I agreed to do whatever they said I should do.
Okay.
They said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Whatever you need." And so...
The guy literally just kept testing everyone's limits.
Yes.
Like, all right, perform in that salsa club. Go. Ah, fuck. All right.
Yeah.
Got a standing ovation. Fuck. Do our circus. Go. All right, your next show is by the Docks. Yeah, the Docks.
They're doing
My doc show got canceled.
they're
I
doing
had a doc show, but the power went out, so I didn't have to do the doc show.
What are you talking about, your dock show?
My doc show.
Dock? What do you mean dock? Like where boats go?
Yeah.
Why would a juggler be there?
Also, how does power matter? You did a show in the streets for you don't need power.
Yes, that's correct.
So the power went out. Why did you go out?
They said we're not going to do the show. The power's out. I said, okay, bye.
These guys were just fucking with you, man. They didn't care.
It was a cerveceria.
Now this is interesting.
Cerveceria out on the dock.
If you can get John Archer,
Yeah.
Mac King, and
Yeah.
Godot to go somewhere
Yeah.
and do shows anywhere you tell them to for a week,
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about throwing some conventions.
yeah, we could throw some money at this. We can say, hey, Godot, there's a biker bar.
Exactly. Yeah.
We want you to go do 10 minutes there.
I'm about to start one in West Long Branch.
And listen,
I'm gonna bring it to Jersey Shore.
hey, there's a big porn shoot going on. John Archer, show up and do 10 minutes. Matt King. Yeah, just great.
Go.
So yes,
There's a wedding happening at that gazebo over there. You're doing 5. Go.
it's pretty close to that.
Now.
It's very close to that. They hand me a piece of paper. It says, Doc, Circus,
Just as time.
Matt King Show. That's what it says.
Now, so how did it go with this?
But very well. It was all my friends. All my friends except for the assistant in my show. They gave me one of the Cuban guys to be the assistant
Yeah.
in the show. And so he didn't speak any English, and my Spanish is terrible. And we talked for a few minutes. The show's already going on, so it's not like we're going to go and run it. So
my
here's
gosh.
what's going to happen. I'm going to do this. You do this. They do that. Turns out this guy's the greatest clown in the world. He's hysterical.
Oh, wow.
He comes out, and I throw the beanbags, and he flat out onto his back, like doesn't roll over and is crushed by them. goes to hand me the knives, and rather than just handing me the knives, now he's pissed because I knocked him down with the stuff, tries to stab me with my knives. He's great. He turns out to be hysterical. The funniest thing of the show is this strange
That's great.
Cuban guy. Yeah, which was fantastic.
How many times did you guys see each other's acts then?
Well, they saw mine
So it
twice.
sounds like you
They
just
saw a
went
few
to
minutes-
Cuba and did your show in weird places for each other.
Yeah. Yeah. That was yes. There were Cubans at the Matt King show. There were a lot of Cubans at the Matt King show.
Yeah.
But there were no Cubans at the circus. And so my confusion was complete, because why would you put me into the show when you brought the foreign magicians to see the Cuban circus? Does it need the American juggler going to see later anyway?
We gotta get a price to bring John Archer to Vegas and send him places.
It's at a place that we want to send him to.
Because just imagine, like at one of the nightclubs,
You will
With
never
one
have
of-
laughed harder than
with one of the top DJs, and everybody there at like 2 a.m. Vegas on a Saturday
Trust
night.
me, no. Chateau at the Wynn, you have a show tonight.
But we won't get permission
No.
from the place.
No.
Just send John Archer
Just
there.
in there, yeah. Just find a way in. Tell the door guy you're on the list and get in there and do a show.
yeah. You just have to tip enough that they turn off all of the fancy lights and the sound for 20 minutes while you do some magic tricks.
Bruno Mars is playing
Yeah.
at the big stadium show. Halfway through the show, John, you go out and do 10 minutes.
There's a drop-off kids arcade at Red Rock. You got to do 15.
No swearing.
Halfway through the bingo, Keno, right? Call it bingo. But send John Archer out, do a few
Yeah.
things. Anyway, we got more to talk about on Wednesday, but that was Penn Sunday School.
That was Penn Sunday School.
Cha cha cha.
And to our listening ears,
You become
all
naked.
angels sang and round us rang the music of the sea.
That was.
It was. I wouldn't like anything about Cuba, right? Not a thing.
Food was good. A lot of beans and rice.
I do like beans and rice.
Very good beans and rice.
And did you get sick?
No, I did not get sick.
Did other magicians get sick?
Yes. Several of the other magicians nearly died.
And was that from tap ice?
I believe so. Aussie Wind. You know Aussie Wind?
Oh, yeah.
Aussie got very sick.
Oh, too bad. Too bad. I love you. John Archer.
Stand by for the next episode,
I was
everybody.
going to pee very quickly.
Yeah, I got to pee.
Chicharrones.
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 Is that how you pronounce it there?
I think we called
Or
that show
everywhere?
46 bags of chicharrones.
They'll let you slide on the rolling R here.
Okay, but it
But
always
Rones is wrong.
Got it.
It's not chicharrones, chicharrones.
Chicharrones. Chicharrones to me sounds like mayonnaise you'd use to dip chicharrones in.
Chicharrones.
Dipping chicharrones.
Dippin' chicharrones.
Can you stand by for the next episode, everybody? Can you mute the stream, please?
Pluto TV.
It was like when
Just for a
Bad
moment.
Power
when
Bikes.
Pizza Hut tried to convince us that a
Sleep
pizzone was
number.
different than a calzone.
Power Bikes. Pluto TV. You should look at the
Let me see.
last ad spot is one of the ones with the many pages. It's the Google security thing again.
Okay.
Can I fix my crazy martial arts stuff?
You want to talk about that?
If there's time. I don't know what you got in mind for this episode.
Yeah, I know the security. That's the first one. Oh, this is the radio script.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't do the radio script. It's probably part of your pile there.
I would buy Chichiro and A's. Somebody says on the chat.
No Chichiro bees.
Are they different things?
I was saying that it sounds like a dip that you dip chicharrones in to pronounce chicharrones correctly.
Okay, I can do these ads. Let's put it on wax.
Anything else you want on billboard?
Whatever you can.
Yeah. Right.
And to our listening ears,
For the record, I'm playing the correct theme this time.
You
Nice.
didn't play it last time, right?
Are you gonna? All
Go ahead.
right. Yeah, sure. Brothers and sisters, welcome to Penn Sunday School, starring Penn Gillette. My name is Michael Godot. Matt Donnelly, Penn and I are broadcasting from the Show Creator Studios in Las Vegas.
Yes, we are.
We're going to try again to talk about the TV show Matt Donnelly and Penn can't talk about. And we're going to get back to Penn's son correcting his math and grammar during the show. And Reddy Rich is going to talk to us a little bit today. Here he is preaching love, Mr. Penn Gillette.
Woo! We're doing this TV show we can't talk about. I don't understand that at all. You know, we got in trouble before. I got in trouble with Black Mirror and all sorts of stuff. I don't know why creating stuff is secret.
Did he just say Black Mirror?
I don't know why they want to decide when. I think it's because the PR people have to do their rollouts and they want to have everything planned. And in the conference room, then someone like me goes out and fucks it up. Not someone like me.
Yeah. Specifically.
Very like you.
And they don't like that. So I'm not going to say the name of the show, but it's been a really fun thing.
Yeah.
And Teller and I, both of us, are speaking very, very, very frankly about magic. And I'll get to you in a moment.
Sure.
I'll say this
No.
first
Yeah.
thing. So Saturday night, we shot the whole show. And the whole VIP section, that whole area, the couches and stuff,
Yeah.
huge area. It was sold out, 1,400 people. And then that whole VIP section was just cameras.
Oh.
Nothing but cameras and people. And they were shooting our whole show. Beautiful. I mean, this is a cracker.
It's going to be a good promo. You guys are going to get some work out of this one.
Yeah. And
That's what I'm always looking for. Just that.
we had 4 new bits in the show, which is crazy to do. Just tell you how fast we're writing bits. They interviewed us about our show, then went to shoot the show, and we weren't doing those bits anymore. So we had to, after the show, at the end of the show, I said, show is now over, absolutely gone, finished, gone, done, you can go home. But 2 minutes from now, we're going to do a few more bits. And then we did Selfish, which we haven't done in a while in the show. We have a new opener, brand new opener. And we also did Polyester. Remember the thing where we,
Yeah, of course.
the faith healing thing?
Yeah.
And we decided, just because releases are easier, to use mocks for Polyester.
Oh, very nice.
And I have got to tell you, such a profound and beautiful experience. My daughter's 13 now,
Yeah.
and I called for someone from the audience. We thought about calling her something else, another name, because people know. But then we realized it's not the person on stage isn't there as a prover. They're there kind of as a prop. They don't do anything that makes the trick weaker. And also, this particular TV show we're doing, we're telling how we do stuff. We're explaining how we do a cut me stored rope and how we move that into a into the polyester thing on stage.
Actors are cattle.
Yes. No, but Alfred Hitchcock never said actors are cattle. He said actors should be treated as cattle. Very big difference.
Like Wagyu cattle, like massaged and like taken care of.
So I get to, call for someone from the audience, and my daughter stood up. My daughter is 13 now, and we always worried about her height, and she's tall, and she was dressed up. She came up on stage, and I got to say, what's your name? And she got to answer Moxie. And there was this wonderful, emotionally, I broke down into really two distinct personalities, because the polyester performance is I'm kind of doing it preacher style. That's the way I do it. I kind of do it evangelical. And so I'm preaching, and I'm big arm movements, and I'm loud. And that is on autopilot, and all the moves are on autopilot. So there's kind of me, this whole part of my brain that just does that.
Right.
And just does the performing, gets the laughs, and does the whole thing. And then there's this one other part of me that's very serenely and very honestly and directly just looking at my daughter with this real sense of wonder. And Mox said afterwards that she was terrified, and she thought she was trembling, and she was scared in front of the people. And but she didn't look it. She had poise, and she was just this human being that's my daughter. And it's very, very funny, but you'd think that I'd be able to gaze upon the awful truth of how sweet life can be, like in my living room, or playing exploding kittens with Mox, or going out for coffee with Mox. But because certain executive functions of my brain are being overloaded with this skill set, there's a kind of peaceful remaining contemplative side of me that was able to just relate to my daughter. And Mox, I don't think will ever understand this, but there was a moment looking at her on stage where I maybe saw her clearer than I've seen her when just the two of us are alone. It was a wonderful experience. And then we got in the car. There's a new bit in the show called Correlation Sticks, which is an idea that I always think is tremendously funny and I always love, and no one else likes. And that's because I like to do gospel magic.
Right.
So I've got this bit that uses the Chinese sticks.
Yeah, sure.
Right? And I talk all about correlation is not causation.
And that's perfect.
Talk about
diagrammatic,
David Hume.
straight across.
Yeah, I talk about David Hume and philosophy, and I talk about the correlation between ice cream sales and serious crime in New York City in the 80s. And I tie it all together. And it's all this really, everybody thinks it's okay. It's an okay magic trick, and there's a few jokes in it, and that's fine. But everybody in the theater, everybody backstage, Teller, Johnny, you, everybody knows this is just a jag Penn goes off on, and we let him do that because we make money from on other stuff. No one really likes it,
Yeah.
And Teller's got this new bit in the show called Glass Portrait. It's one of the most beautiful things we or anyone has ever done. It's a Teller solo bit. And this other bit called Subtle that's mind-blowing. And we have this new opener called Honor System. We had 20 years ago, we did a bit called Honor System.
Yeah.
That's a whole new version of it. Very new version of it. Much cleaner, much more honest. All this new stuff
Is
going
it recognizable that it's the same
yes,
bit?
Yes, it is. But only in the one-sentence description.
Okay.
And so Moxie's done her bit, and she was there. It was wonderful. She was there with her favorite teacher we talked about.
That hunk, that former military hunk with the
he was-
well-trimmed facial hair
He was there with his wife.
and his biceps.
Yep. And he was there. And
I remember him.
Moxie was sitting with them, and Moxie had her friend there, and everybody, and my wife was there, and my mother-in-law's there, and our friend Cindy was there. Everybody's there, and it's sold out. It's a really hot show, And we get in the car, and Mox and Z wanted to ride with me, And Mox has just been on stage, and Z's much less of a performer, and. I say, do you like the new bits? And Moxie's going through Glass Portrait and all this other stuff. And then Z says, I really like Correlation Sticks. That was my favorite bit. He said, I just love when you talk like that and you put all that real science in and all that real information. And I got to tell you, I was crying.
Come on. Yeah, that's the best.
If you're going to pick one person to understand Isn't it nice it's my son?
Yes.
The one guy who's not going, oh, Christ, just get through this.
Not
fucking
again.
thing." Not again. Penn's got the same idea for the 30th time. And now he's going to do it again. And you know something? The first 29 times, we thought it was okay. This, we're going to think it's
Correlation
okay.
balls, not so good. Correlation chairs, we didn't like at all.
Correlation cards, 2 on the nose.
Okay, but he wrote a bit about Camus that was a card trick. He wrote a bit about Lawrence Krauss that was another card trick.
Yeah.
He talked while he was juggling. He talked about Richard Dawkins. Shut up, Penn. Not my son.
No.
My son was not saying shut up, Penn. No one else after the show mentioned it. No one else mentioned it. And Moxie had seen it earlier, And Z said, when I was out with the dog in the backyard, I looked in and saw you practicing with the sticks, so I saw you do the trick, but didn't hear you talking. And it's the talking that I liked.
What?
What?
Is it too early to, buy him a sports car?
I don't know.
Probably.
You already bought your daughter a horse. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not really out of the question.
Yeah. But, and then we were talking about another bit we do in the show, and Z said to me, did you say factorial in the show? And I said, yeah, at 52 factorial, that's the number of, and he went, you said that in front of 1,000 people? I said, yeah, it's 52 factorial. That's a really big number. We've talked about this. Probably the order of the deck of cards has never existed before. And he said, you're not pronouncing it right. Factorial. It's factorial, not factorial. Factorial. And he said, I just can't believe you said that in front of how many people? And I said, well, it wasn't just tonight. It's every night I've done that bit. He went, you said factorial. I went, yeah. It's factorial. Do you know that?
I did.
Yeah. Did you know that?
No, I still don't know what either of those means.
52 times 51 times 50 times 49 times 48.
Okay.
It's the thing that has a exclamation point at the end.
Okay.
When you see 52 exclamation point. Now, I was just looking at how big that number is. I said, I'm telling people that's a really big number.
Wait. Have you ever seen an exclamation point at an end?
In a
think
math
so.
in a math problem?
I think so.
Okay.
Not in a sentence, in a math problem?
Not only did I never know what that meant, I never even thought to figure out what it meant
But if,
either. I just was like, oh, that's math, is
But see-
basically
Yeah.
what happens there.
see, what Matt should have said
52.
there was, have you seen the exclamation point in the math? He said, I sure have.
And how?
Okay. If you stood on the equator, okay, and took a
Now we're talking.
and took a step, okay, then waited 1 billion years, and then took another step, and then waited 1 billion years, and took another step, and walked all around the equator until you got back to the same place, and then you took a cup of water out of the Pacific Ocean, and then took another 1 billion years for each step, and took another cup of water out of the Pacific Ocean. And then you emptied the Pacific Ocean, cup by cup, 1 billion years between each step. And when the Pacific Ocean was empty, you took a sheet of paper and you placed it at your starting point. Then you filled up the Pacific Ocean again and emptied it again when you walked around the whole equator, cup by cup, and then took another piece of paper. When the piece of papers piled up to be high enough to reach the sun, you would have hit 52 factorial.
Wow.
Okay. Whenever you shuffle a deck
That
of
was
cards,
with an exclamation point.
yeah, wow, was
Wow,
right, yeah.
was with an exclamation point.
Yeah. So after you know what factorial does in terms of big numbers,
Yes.
you wonder why wouldn't they put 4 exclamation points? Because my son explained that to me walking around the equator thing.
Yeah.
He said, "Do you realize how big factorial numbers are?" One of the reasons I put factorial in the show was because of my son, although he didn't tell me to pronounce it right.
Yeah.
He gave us that in the car.
I was wondering when you were going to find a way to not make it your fault. That was good.
Yeah, yeah.
Well done.
But I figured that when he told this one step every billion years, empty the Pacific Ocean,
Yeah.
take a stack to the sun, that he had gotten something wrong.
Yeah.
So I went to the.
It sounds dramatic for sure.
Yeah. Also, seems really impossible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even get one step done.
It's water. You can't even walk.
You don't have to even worry about that.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that for like 100 billion years. No, 1,000,000 billion years. You don't have to even worry about walking on water. By then, you'd probably have figured it out. Because in that billion years, which they suggest during that billion years in between, you play some rounds of solitaire. But that probably means every time you shuffle a deck of cards, that order of the cards has never existed and never will exist, ever, anywhere in the world. Ever.
You haven't been to a magic convention, have you?
Well, the order of cards in my pocket, the chances that order's existed before are 100%. That's a whole different issue. That is a whole different issue. So,
I got good news for you. You get to live forever. Yeah. Bad news is I got this job. I got this crazy job for you. It's a paper pushing job.
while you're waiting a billion years for each step, John Archer comes out.
You know who else was there? Eric Mead. I didn't mention. Eric
yeah.
Mead was in Cuba with
Yeah.
it. Cuba and Chad Long.
How was
great close-up magic?
How was the internet in Cuba?
Not good.
Okay.
Not great. But you could buy cards and get it in the hotel,
Huh?
so it worked most of the time.
But having my daughter on stage and then having my son say it's factorial
Yeah.
and that he liked correlation sticks,
Yeah.
among the happiest moments of my life.
Oh,
Driving home
wonderful.
in the car. Among
Yeah.
them. So we, for this TV show, of which we can't speak the name of,
Right.
we were talking very, very seriously about magic in a way that Teller and I, especially Teller, has never talked about magic. We talk about how our tricks are done. We lay stuff out, talk about how to learn magic. And one of the things we did was we asked a couple of friends of ours to come in and give us tricks they were working on. So Piff came in with this Byzantine trick he'd been working on for 2 years. And we worked with him. Johnny Teller and I worked with them. Really worked with them. I mean, the cameras are around. We steady cam, like 5 cameras and lights and fancy shit. But we're really working. And after a while, you kind of forget and really trying to make a good bit. And we stripped it down and changed it around. I actually think, I don't know what Piff said. Did he say he thought some of that stuff was really useful?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we also,
We're going to come to you after this.
No. I'm in no rush. I'm fine if we want to wait till it comes out to talk about it.
When that stack of papers gets to what, the moon?
Yeah. You let me know when you got like a ream. You let me know. No, I had actually worked on this with him, not as a magician, just comedy writing and him. I helped with this trick for 2 weeks with him before he took it to Edinburgh and stuff. So when he started talking about it, I already knew all of his pain with this trick they've working on, and I knew how frustrated he was with it. So the fact that he because we were out in Seattle the week before, so we were talking about which ones we were going to try to bring in. And so when he said, I might do that one, and we both looked at each other like, that's a big one. And so he's like, yeah, maybe I won't do that one. And then I think he just was like, well, fuck, it's the only one I've really been working on. So I brought it to you.
Yeah.
It's this crazy trick that involves all kinds of stuff. It's like 3 phases, and has his dog transform. And
electronics.
And a lot of electronics. And he likes a gadget. He likes
those gadgets.
He likes a gadget.
He's a gadget-loving guy.
Yeah.
Now, but did we help him? Do you think we helped him?
Yeah.
Did he believe that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, because Piff is one level of magic.
I was just saying, I don't want to speak for him. Only when you guys disregarded what we all your magic advice, he loved. All of your humor advice, he was debating. He does comedy club stuff, and so we were like, you don't need those jokes, you don't need this joke. He's kind of like, yeah, I do.
I think he did like the line, when you give a dog a microphone.
Yes.
Karaoke.
Yeah. No, when you built that thing, there's a couple things of working with you that I don't even know if I should tell you, because this might open things up in a bad way. But there's certain phrases you use that when you use, I go like, oh, this is bigger advice. This is better advice.
Okay, don't tell me.
I won't tell you.
Okay. Then Matt came out
Oh, God.
with 5 cameras around and carefully lit and was working on the chop cup. He thought he was going to be working on the final loads.
Yeah.
How far did you get?
The beginning. Like when I started to talk. Yeah. It was hard. So first off, I sent a list of 5 different tricks to you and Teller, and you both were like, great. You did not pick which one you wanted me to work on. Then I sent the same list to the producers, and they're like, great. So nobody was helping me out with deciding what I wanted to do for that one. And this was a trick. Chop Cup was a trick that Johnny gave me right away. When I first told him I was going to work on this like psychic hillbilly thing, he brought his actual prop, taught me Chop Cup, and then handed me his props. I had Johnny Thompson's beer can Chop Cup with his Chop Cup ball too, and I was like, sacred, you know. Mm-hmm. But then when I went to put it in this show, it's just, you know, a lot of the stuff in my original show was just setups of mentalism, comedy setups of mentalism, which is for an actor learning stuff, great, because you're just remembering steps and blocking and stuff. There's not an actual lot of moves to do, a lot of physical things to manipulate, right? Chop Cup has a lot of physical manipulation, especially the way Johnny does it. And so we took it out. And then I was like, when this popped back up, I started working on it lightly for a week, and then hardcore the day before. Did it like 100 times. Morning of, did it 20 times. Even did it in front of the director and the producer in the hallway, just to show them what I was going to work on, and that even went pretty well. So I was feeling confident going in. Big mistake. Big mistake. And it's one of those things where like it's just. And I said it off air. I just said, like, with no cameras, to perform Chop Cup in front of any one of you singularly is a nightmare. And then I'm laughing because particularly Teller. Teller has now seen me only do magic 2 times. The first time was when he gave me his ropes trick, and I fucked it up and cut my finger open and bled all over the stage. And then I come in with this trick with Johnny Thompson's trick in front of Johnny, and I fuck it up in front of all 3 of you. But as soon as the room got quiet, like all the fun energy that was in the room of all working on it, and all of a sudden they're like, all right, now we're really going to do this. And then boom, the energy goes out of the room, and I just look at your 3 faces, and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is going to go horribly. And it did.
But
They had a lot of footage.
I think it actually went really, really well.
I think for what this thing is,
Yeah. This
it went
mystery
very well.
Yeah.
For anyone thinking that I might be a good performer, I don't know.
We don't know how they're going to edit it.
I don't know if I give a lot of options for an exclamation point.
I didn't know Matt could play it so dumb like that. That was really cool. Good job, Matt.
Yeah.
Here's what's really funny. This is so funny and so stupid.
Yeah.
You're doing the Chop Cup.
Yeah.
We're working on the moves. We're talking about it. We're doing this whole thing. And I'm thinking, wow, subatomic particles are in 2 places at once. The pocket and under the cup. I could take Richard Feynman, one of his lectures from 5 Easy Pieces, whatever it's called, not 5 Easy Pieces, but 5 Simple Ideas. I could take one of those Feynman lectures, and I could say, if you measure the spin, it's not any place until you measure it. Schrodinger's cat is alive in my pocket and dead under the cup. This is a great idea. That's all I'm thinking, and I'm going, people never like this when I do it. But I'll tell you something, I'm going to be working on the Chop Cup, and it's going to be particle physics.
Oh, fuck. The last thing I want to be working on is the same trick as you.
Yeah, the minute you put it in, he has to take it out.
And you know what? I'm fucked either way because I can't do this and have this thing come out and have me not have it when it comes out.
You have to be doing it well when it comes out.
Yeah.
So people can go, wow, you really pulled it together, man.
Yes, exactly. But then they go, oh, Penn's doing it? Never mind.
But nobody will let me, with correlation sticks, do particle physics with a Chop Cup.
They will, but like in like science classes and stuff.
Yeah.
You can
Next
you
year
can do,
for
like,
Fool
You
Us.
can like do after school programs through the Smith
No,
Center.
I can just do it for my son. We'll go.
He's the only one who wants to see it anyway.
That's a really nice idea, Dad.
What I was laughing at, RJ
Two
was
sports car.
Yeah, I work with RJ, and so I had RJ come watch it as well, so I could fail in front of all my mentors at the same time. But and then Piff left. No, but as I was like, you know what's funny is Teller enjoys mentoring. He teaches a lot of magicians. Johnny Thompson certainly loves mentoring and teaching a lot of magicians. Penn
Do not like mentoring.
So when you're fucking up a trick in front of you, your face is different than the faces
Yeah.
of Johnny and Teller.
Oh, is that
I'm
so?
gonna be here all night.
So as
Johnny
soon as
Thompson, I'm gonna be here
So
all
if they
night.
gave me two notes and I did one and not the other, your face was just like, come on, dude. It was very much like, holy shit, we gave you two things. Do the two things. Like, there's no Foster professorial energy to you at all.
There's no energy. I don't know. I don't know what it is that I lack.
Yeah.
Compassion?
I don't know, but I'm later on, me and your poodle dog are having tea.
But it was an amazing few days. You know, these people on this mystery show know what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I almost passed out at one point during it.
Did you really?
It was super intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I literally like, oh my God, is the color leaving my face right now? And I was like, my meditation has brought me to the point where I was like, you're not going to pass out. Don't do that. But I felt that tingly feeling when it leaves your head.
It'd be so amazing.
I mean, I guess it would have been good for the,
Show. Well, it would be great. Penn has decided to mentor Matt.
Yeah, yeah.
Penn's face didn't change. Matt passed out. Oh, I know. I have been in performance situations where things are going badly, and you start feeling a little bit woozy. You go, wow, if I just go right down, just crumple.
Because it was, because parts of it were going poorly for me. Parts of it I knew were going great for the thing, because you guys were all taking turns giving me stuff, and then part of me was being overwhelmed by getting, 2 or 3 pieces of information to synthesize at the same time. And part of me is like, you fucking knew this yesterday. And it just was a lot. It's just a lot of operating at the same time. A lot of different thought patterns.
You ever come close to passing out on stage?
Not on stage, but it seems like a good idea. You'd wake up in the hospital and it would be warm and you'd be laying down and they'd be feeding you.
Well, no, I don't think you'd pass out that long. That's the problem, is you'd have to come to.
Yeah.
That'd
It'd
be
be great if it was just tomorrow. And, God, yesterday sucked.
Yeah.
But usually it's like 5 minutes ago sucked.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
come to.
Yeah.
That'd be the horrible part. Be like,
Yeah, Teller leaning over you.
there's still lights on.
Matt. Matt.
And then me trying to say,
Oh, there he
I
is.
can go again. I can go.
You'll
I
be
can-
fine.
I can-
No,
I'll be
fine.
fine. I can
Okay.
do it.
I'll be fine.
She's
Low blood sugar.
I need some water. I'm fine.
Johnny Thompson stood up, did the whole routine instantly, and then Matt just goes,
Oh, that's basically what happened. On my face, you can probably just watch it then that way. Yeah, and doing Johnny's routine, which I thought was so smart to do, but then it was like, oh man, that was hard. All of it was hard.
and then Johnny stands up and just does it. It's so incredible.
Yeah,
His handling of it is so incredible. He's so good.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, so you can measure either of these. It's in the pocket. It's in both places at once.
And he's like, and when you get used to it, you'll be able to do this. And he does some, the difference of the cup drops.
Yeah.
And I
impossible.
was like, fuck.
I also
I know I'm a month away from that, even if I knew it.
I also liked that he gave you that.
Yeah.
And Teller just said simple declarative statement.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to do that.
That's true.
Teller just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny's going, just try to get your wrist to come up and just do it like, and Teller goes, you'll never be able to do that. Simple statement. I'd never be able to do that. Like Johnny just goes up and goes, "Here's how you run a 4-minute mile."
That's it.
Yeah.
And I think because it was interesting to be in an environment where Teller could talk and you guys doing all your things. And I knew this from working with him privately on the rope trick, which is you describe is that Teller is where he is because of determination.
Yeah.
That it's not this total.
It's not talent.
He doesn't have a natural. He works very hard on every single thing he does, and, and it's not. It's the 10,000 hour principle versus like natural genius principle, right? And so it is interesting to listen to him. He was the most empathetic with all the frustration. That's the thing that was neat because he was like, no, you're going to do this 1,000 times before you're good at it. You're not going to get it now. You're going to do it 1,000 times. Yeah. But it's also him telling me you're going to do it 1,000 times. You know, like he's like your only hope is to practice like I practice, motherfucker. Which I actually was like, oh, okay. At least I like that. I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, Johnny. I don't know. Johnny's been doing it so long, but Johnny also has a natural talent. There's no doubt about it. He has hands the size of Hendrix.
Yes.
And I don't mean Hendrix's hands. I mean the size of Jimi Hendrix himself. He has a hand-eye coordination at 83 years old.
Yeah. After the podcast we did here with Piff, Johnny, and I, when after off air, he was teaching you a trick.
Yeah.
And he's teaching just Piff and I how he palms a card. He's like, don't palm a card this way. Everyone can see that. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, just do it this way. And we're like, you're right. We didn't see it. And he's like, but show us. And up close with my camera on him, me up close, I asked him like 10 times. And I literally just thought it was inappropriate to ask him more. But I couldn't fucking figure out how he was doing it. I couldn't figure out how he was palming the card.
We did some of that sitting down with students, and Johnny just did. And the students look at us, and Tel and I went, we don't know what he did. No idea.
Magicians who come into magic after music have a rhythm and feel that others don't.
Yeah.
And Johnny's in that category.
Yeah.
Mike Close is there a little too.
Yeah. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
It is. Listen, maybe you've heard me talk about the Sleep Number 360 sleep bed, smart bed, 360 smart bed, but thought you couldn't afford one? But can you afford another restless night's sleep?
No.
There's never been a better time to come to Sleep Number store where it's Ultimate Sleep Number Week. You can save 50% on the new Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed. I'm still sleeping a little softer, like that soft. Remember, you can do either side. Either side, both sides can be a different, they can be different from one another in terms of firmness.
What are you saying here?
I'm saying that you're sleeping with somebody, and their side of the bed can be a different firmness than your side of the bed. Dial, controllable.
Really?
That's the great thing about Sleep Number.
Impossible.
They probably have a way. I was trying to put it in my own words, but look at what they've said. Lots of couples disagree on mattress firmness. Sleep Number beds let you choose your ideal firmness on each side, so it's just right for both of you. That is a better way to say it. The new beds are so smart they sense your every move and automatically adjust to you, keeping you sleeping comfortably throughout the night. Wow. Come on in during the Ultimate Sleep Number Week and save 50% on the new Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, and Queen C2 mattresses are now only $8.99. Sleep Number is the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL. You'll only find Sleep Number at one of their 550 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Visit sleepnumber.com/Penn to find the one nearest you. That's sleepnumber.com/Penn. Sleeping you. Man, we're not as good as we used to be on that. Michael Goudeau,
Yeah.
how do you like your Rad Power Bike?
Love that rad power bike.
Rad Power Bike's a consumer direct electric bike company producing 5 unique models of electric bikes. Because Rad Power Bike's a consumer direct brand, buyers get a premium electric bike without paying the huge markups caused by dealers and third-party retailers, priced it off at less than half the price of comparable bikes on the market because the dealer retail markups are cut out. On top of their already awesome prices, this Cyber Monday,
What?
November 26th,
November 26th. Yeah.
Rad Power Bikes is making it even easier to get people riding. Deals on all models of electric bikes, up to $400 off per model. One day only sale on Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday also includes free shipping on all electric bikes to the lower 48 states. 750 watts of power going faster miles an hour. All 5 models have the most powerful motor an e-bike can have while maintaining a street legal Bob Dylan album status. No license, registration, or insurance required. It's just great.
It is great.
Every
just
day you
float.
ride yours.
I ride it every day. I ride it to the grocery store. Like I said, I got saddlebags. I load up my groceries, ride them home. But also I take it out in the dirt. And I can ride with the greatest mountain bikers in the world and keep right up with them.
Oh, that's it.
They hate me. I go flying by them. Hey, how's it going, guys? How's that pedaling?
All 5 models give riders the choice to ride pedal-free with full throttle. Utilize 5 levels of pedal assist for the added boost, or a combination of the two. Riders can travel between 20 and 40 miles on a single charge. Visit www.radpowerbikes.com/podcast to learn more, and don't forget to shop their Cyber Monday sale on November 26th to save
Get you a
really,
bike.
really big.
Get you a bike.
Get you a bike. Yeah, good idea. I'm going to take it back from you, or I'll buy another one, because when the air gets cold enough, I can ride again. And
It's
I love
great.
it. Pluto TV is the leading free streaming television service. Watch over 100 TV channels and thousands of movies on demand, all completely free. Pluto TV never asks for a credit card. You don't even need to sign up to watch free. Pluto TV is the easy and completely legal way to watch your favorite TV shows and hit movies for free.
It's an adjective, not a verb.
Hit movies for free. What are you waiting for? Never pay for TV again by downloading Pluto TV. You can download Pluto TV for free on all your favorite devices today, including your phone, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Smart TVs, PlayStation, and anywhere else you stream. Hey, everybody. It says it right there. Hey, everybody. Thanksgiving is finally here, and Podcast One Sportsnet is your home for the best football podcast to help you kick off your Turkey Day games. Get all your football chatter from the biggest names in football, including Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, Jim Harbaugh.
Give me this.
Ross Tucker, R.J. Bell.
We have a sports guy here.
Yeah.
You want him to read that list for you?
Yeah, the biggest names in football, including
Dan Patrick, Rick Chisen, Jim Harbaugh, Ross Tucker, R.J. Bell, the Underdog Network, and more.
Happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Podcast One. And check out these great shows every week on Podcast One or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Here we go. Black Friday sale coming up. Blink Home Security. Blink Home Security cameras, so easy, so cool. Extended Black Friday indoor camera sale, 11/16 to 11/20 and 11/27 to 12/01. You get that? That's November 16th to 20th and November 27th to December 1st. We're already in the 16 to 20 window, aren't we?
Yep.
Blink Home Security is having a massive sale right now on their indoor cameras. For a limited time, you can save up to 33% on their already extremely affordable camera systems. Blink indoor cameras have HD video and are 100% wire-free, so you can place them anywhere in your home. Black Friday weekend, specifically for that. Black Friday weekend sale. All Blink indoor and outdoor cameras are on sale this Black Friday weekend.
11/21 to 11/26.
You can save 39% on Blink XT one camera starter system. Their HD weatherproof and wire-free security camera. That means a one camera XT security system for only $78. Come on. It's actually $78.99, $79. Now you can have share all about Blink. We've been talking about them. Here's the great thing. No subscription. You set it up and it's on your. I get really upset when you buy something. There's a subscription that comes with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking to you, Sam Harris. That's what bothers me about it. You can use it to keep an eye on the kids or the elderly, watching a vacation home, a second home. You can prevent package theft and ensure proper package delivery, peace of mind when away traveling, and you can monitor your pets while away. No no subscription. Blink utilizes a free Android, Apple, or an Amazon Fire tablet app that allows customers to view video from their cameras from anywhere in the world. Whether you're traveling out of the country or just want to check in on your home or you're at work, Blink grants you peace of mind no matter where you are. With instant motion alerts. You know, I like to use cameras just to see what's happening in the house when I'm in the house.
Yeah.
What's happening over there? You know, what's going on over there?
Hey, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like having another window.
that's it.
But a window in a wall that doesn't adjacent to where you're looking in the window.
Yeah, you need to go to
Once
Blink.
again, the way they wrote it was a better way. Yeah, here we go. Go to blink4home.com/pen. That's blink4home, and the 4 is FOR. It's not the numeral.
Got it.
FOR. BLINKFORHOME.com/pen.
Penn.
Blinkforhome.com/pen. You might as well get this.
Yeah.
It's cheap, it's useful, it's very, very helpful. What else do we want to talk about? Lots of new bits on the show. In the Penn and Teller show, and 4 new bits going in after that. You said, Matt, you come to the show pretty often.
Yes.
And there's bits you haven't seen because
I missed completely.
How long since you've seen the show?
It's been a year. I got to go. Let's go this week.
I do want to go this
all
week.
different stuff. Yeah.
Let me know.
I do, yeah.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah, you should come by and see it. There's some cool stuff.
And there's fruit backstage. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, there you go.
How is your vegan food going?
My vegan food's doing pretty good.
Thanksgiving, you gonna eat turkey?
Yeah, I think I'm going to eat a turkey Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Boy, it's disgusting to me now.
Yeah, I tell you, shut up, okay? Also had a little bit of chicken and some pork in Cuba
Yeah.
because that's what the Cubans eat. So,
Yeah.
but boy, they took us to fancy ass restaurants.
Did they really?
Yeah, I mean like New York style on the rooftop, beautiful,
Really?
amazing
Nice,
places.
nice.
Yeah, and you know what the surprising thing was? My wife had a good time.
Oh,
My
she
wife
went with
was
you?
scared to death about going to Cuba. Did not want to go. Was nervous, unhappy. Had
Did
the time
both
of her
children
life.
go with you too?
No, the kids didn't go.
Yep.
This is the first trip a week away without the kids.
Wow.
And, we had a terrific time. Loved it.
How
And-
long until she was kind of going a little nuts about checking in with the kids?
We were able to check in with them. You could call them.
Okay.
And was
Or
there
on Skype.
was there candy for her to eat?
There was candy, a little bit of candy. And she actually likes rice and beans and some of those things. So
good.
it was pretty good.
Good.
Like I said, such a surprise.
And how's your vegan going?
Good. Yeah. It's
I fall easily into fat vegan.
yeah. That's
I fall easily into Oreos now and again.
it. Yeah.
But I love putting new bits in the show. Teller and I are writing faster and better stuff than we've ever done. We had shows that, there were bits that we would not do a show without. We would not do a show without the fire eating, not do a show without shadows. We would not do a show without the bullet catch. Now none of them are in the show. And people like it. It's a good
Yeah.
show.
It still works.
And people come back and go, I saw you 6 months ago and it's a whole different show.
That's great.
It's a neat time. I mean, it started as a necessity for Fool Us, but it sounds like it's beyond that now. It sounds like you guys are in like just a prolific period.
We've just hit a groove.
Yeah.
Johnny Teller and I are working together, just crazy great.
Have you ever created like this?
Never. Part of it for me is that I take meditation, and also that I take at least an hour a week where I just sit and think, which I'd never done in my life. No computer, no talking to anybody, no watching anything. I sit and think for an hour a week. Now I allow myself to take notes on the computer,
Yeah.
things I want to do.
So stuff can go out on the computer, nothing comes in.
Right. Turn off everything. I do that once a week, just an hour. And that means when I have a meeting with Teller, I've always got 5 things to bring him. And by the way, I'm not thinking about the show. It's not like I sit down and say I'm going to work on the show. It's I sit down and let my mind wander.
That's great.
And just draw
How
inspiration.
did you write your first show with Teller? Do you remember any of that process?
No, it's just all very, very sloppy. We try to talk about what we'd like to see and then what we can do. And we try to put it together. But we're also getting better, and I'm also getting this show, Penn Sunday School, has helped me tremendously. In the past 2 years, I just keep stripping down the way I talk on stage to be more and more like I talk here. Because I really like being honest. We're going to put Street Magic back in. It was out for a while because of Teller's back.
Right.
And this is a bit where we pretend to be doing Street Magic with a set. And I all of a sudden thought, you know what I want to do for the intro? I want to just talk completely honestly. Just lay it out.
You're welcome.
What's that?
Brady's saying you're welcome for our show.
Oh, yeah. It's just made a difference in how I talk on stage. So now a lot of times I go out with fewer jokes and fewer lines in place and just say, I understand the premise of this bit. I'm going to lay it out to them.
Yeah.
And it just feels more natural and more fun. And you're also doing that.
Yeah, yes, I am. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of what I've always done.
Yeah, you guys both separately, kind of at the same time. You started. Godot, no one else plainly spoke. Said, you know what, Matt Donnelly, Mind Noodler, better than Hillbill Mind Noodler. You're the first person to just say it like that's what you should do. And he said that because Godot's been looking out for me very much. He's been trying to get me booked with his bookers. And with the Hillbill thing, I was not successul at that because of cultural appropriation issues. And also, that was tapping into something that I was experiencing at meet and greets. I would hang out after the show and hadn't fully decided whether I was going Larry the Cable Guy route or not. So I didn't know how to talk to people in the meet and greet. If people talked to me knowing who I was, I talked like normal. If someone talked to me like I was from Appalachia, I would talk to them like I was from Appalachia. And that was weird to me. And so... and then we had this project that we just that we can't discuss that we've already discussed, and so basically, like if that was going to bring me any kind of attention, I should make a decision sooner rather than later, and so spent the 2 weeks in between gigs I had with Piff deciding on that and going as Matt Donnelly the Mind Noodler, and I had 4 shows down in Orlando.
You got jokes?
And was that? Oh yeah. So my opener was I said I'm really excited to be playing Orlando because Las Vegas and Orlando very have a lot in common. People think it's this crazy place that's all about one thing, and the truth is nobody is a part of that one thing, right? So like everyone wonders whether Mickey Mouse drives her kids to school. Here I live in what they call Disney World for adults. That's where I live. I live in Disney World for adults, which means you live in a brothel for children. So that was my opening joke down there in Orlando.
Did it play well?
It did play well.
Good.
And then also, this is Brett Alters was tour managing, and Brett's joke that I didn't try the first night, but I did try the second night was, I wasn't even going to do magic here. I actually just flew in just to count votes. And that played well as well. So... But so I was very happy to make that Orlando joke. But so the first it's funny because I have a lot of Penn Sunday School listeners. Scoops came out, which is the usual and is lovely. But a lot of Penn Sunday School people that aren't listeners of Ice Cream Social came out.
Nice.
As well, which was really nice.
That is a nice thing.
It is. It was cool. It feels more respectful. I don't know why it feels more respectful. When that happens.
Do they like
In Tulsa, there were fewer than usual, which is weird.
What's that?
When I was in Tulsa doing this,
yeah,
there were fewer than normal. Which is
interesting. And you're like, what happened? Did I lose my
what
stuff?
happened? What's going on?
Oh, by the way, people go to me after the show like every night and say hi to the guy.
Oh, okay.
Reddy and Jera and and Godot, and I never do. Hi.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So because of that, I was getting feedback because Penn Sunday School listeners are more blunt with me than Ice Cream Social listeners. But I did.
They're here for him.
I got exactly. They're like they're there to check on Penn's little buddy. They're not there to see Matt Donnelly. So it's fine. It's fine. I like anyone who comes to see
they
me
will come to see
for
the show,
any reason,
whatever. Yeah.
Even if you're just an overall enthusiast, I don't care. I just like butts and seats. I'll take them all. But so someone was like, you know what? I was following this whole Hillbill thing, even online with the Kickstarter and stuff, and I never got the Hillbilly thing. And I saw tonight, and with the parts where you're talking like normal and just not being that, I thought you were so much more engaging and awesome on stage. And I wasn't really getting the Hillbilly thing tonight, but I thought you did a great job. I loved all the tricks. I thought you did great. And I was like, oh, okay, that was my first attempt to take it all away. And I knew already that there was more stuck in there than I wanted in there. Yeah. By the end, I was getting feedback from people that said, oh, I didn't even realize that was still part of the Hillbilly thing. I didn't notice any Hillbilly thing in there because I'd taken all of the accent out and all of that whatever out and all the jokes out and just let it play as me wearing overalls still because I only know how to do magic in the outfit that I have.
Well, that's what people don't realize about Piff. Yes, they do if they listen to the show.
Yeah.
Is that Piff's suit is all pockets.
Yes.
Pockets. And you put on my suit jacket.
Oh, my gosh.
We're doing that. And the pockets of my suit jacket are amazing.
It's ridiculous. You can put like 2 notebooks in there.
It's like Captain Kangaroo, who nobody remembers.
I literally, you can have like you literally had 2 pieces of fruit in there, and no one can tell you have anything in your jacket.
Yeah. The jackets are tailored and set for people to have huge things in their pockets, stuck to their back, stuck down the back of their pants, everywhere. Yeah. And we try to make them look like normal suits.
Yeah.
Which is why there's a lot of tailoring that goes into those,
Yeah. No, I mean, Piff was going through his costuming and stuff.
But the overalls are a nice idea.
It's interesting because I felt like you guys were both telling me to also go. You were pushing me to go very more honest me, Jersey me, and whatever. Just be more honest about who I am and what I'm doing. And I still with the My Noodler thing as my moniker, and that's still all fine. I didn't know whether I should. I'm still in this crisis mode of whether I should also ditch the overalls and go with more of just a me look, or not. But then Piff was saying that's how you're just in the pool of every other magician.
Yeah, I think a guy from Jersey wearing overalls is pretty good.
I'm also and I'm in Vegas. So I thought of just doing fancy Vegas overalls.
Like Elvis overalls?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. Buddy Hackett,
Yeah.
one of the greatest comedians that ever lived. I saw him live, and Buddy Hackett would come out on stage. Oh, you're going to love this. Mm-hmm. And I will spare you my Buddy Hackett impersonation.
Please don't.
But Buddy Hackett, a round fat guy,
Yeah.
came out on stage, and he's wearing at first glimpse a tuxedo, right? And then you look at it a little more, and it's not a tuxedo. And Buddy Hackett would say, it's so funny. It was like in the middle of his show, he'd go, in order to work this room, you got to wear a working suit, which is what old timers call a tuxedo. They call it a working suit. So you got to wear a tux. And he said, I hate wearing a tux. I hate all of that. So I had this made. And he had a one-piece jumpsuit that was a full tuxedo. I mean, it had all the parts and everything, but it was one piece. No tie to tie, no nothing. Like zipped up the back.
Oh, amazing.
So he would just strip down to his boxers, step into it, they'd zip him up the back, he'd go out there, he's wearing a tux.
Yeah.
So if you had just went out there and
Zip
said,
up the back tux.
Yeah.
I'm from Vegas, I'm doing magic, I need pockets, here's me. And had this glittered up.
Piff was fantasizing. He's like, I mean, if you went with nice, fancy overalls as your costume, and he was like, you know how many pockets? He was letting me know. He was just pocket fantasizing on my overall.
You could do all
outfit.
leather. You could do leather.
No, because even when I worked with Teller, I said I used to work with overalls, but now people are saying the overall thing might be too much. Because he was like, oh, that's perfect for Chop Cup, and I was like, I know. But so you're the first person to give me advice on this. Do you think I can still be Matt Dine the Miner and wear overalls?
Yeah.
You think that's okay?
I think you can find a version of overalls that'll work, like you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
You'll spiff them up somehow.
Yeah, formal
overalls.
like tuxedo overalls.
That's fine. I like that task.
Or Elvis overalls. The glitter thing is pretty funny.
Yeah.
It starts looking like like Robin Williams and Mork and Mindy.
Robin Williams, that's the thing is I watched the documentary on Robin Williams on the way out on the flight or whatever.
Yeah.
He wore a lot of crazy suspended and weird high-waist pants all the time.
Yeah.
But he did it, they all were fancy looking, so it didn't look like he was doing something weird.
Have you done a image search for fancy overalls? Because I'll bet that turns up some stuff.
Yeah,
I
you
are
can't
not
be
expecting.
I can't be the first.
No.
I can't be the first to think.
Somebody's got him with the ass cut
I
out.
was going to say.
And there's also a convention. And it's probably in Vegas.
Because it's also really comfortable. It's a really comfortable outfit to perform in. It's really nice.
For a while, my friend Ellie and I, when we dressed alike, we wore SWAT team jumpsuits.
Oh, yeah.
SWAT team jumpsuits
Yep.
are amazing. I wore SWAT team jumpsuits. A lot of pockets in SWAT team jumpsuits.
Yep.
You
I
could
used
just
to wear a
put
mechanic jumpsuit, yeah.
magic show and like a thing on the back, and then your name on the front, have it embroidered.
And I mean, I think you could actually say what you're doing. Saying, I wear these overalls because when you're doing magic, you need a lot of pockets, and have the first thing you pull out be just too big and too impossible. Just go, the first thing we're going to do is with a basketball. There's things I could do with these
I do
overalls.
have, yeah, because one of the bits I do has a 22-foot fishing pole
Yeah.
that I pull out.
I wonder if you could change in the middle of the show. You could unzip the ones you're wearing and put on like the red ones for the next trick. The next trick's loaded into my other suit. Hold on.
Well, be like, I won't say his name, but there is a magician in Vegas that would work with no shirt on for a while. And then when you want to do a dove production, he'd put on a tailcoat.
Right, that's what I'm trying to avoid.
Wonder where those doves are coming from. What I mean is you could explain it with an obvious thing.
Yeah.
Like I've got this in my pocket.
Yeah.
And act like you're going to pull the props out and then have the sneaky stuff not be directly talked about.
At that point, yeah. All right. I'm just all I'm trying to do is listen, and it feels high stakes, but I like it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed where my show was by the end of the weekend. I was enjoying it, and then interacting with people afterward. I felt like I was getting a different response from people, just being me, hanging out after, and it was really interesting. And then it allowed me to be much more, which I love doing, allowed me to improvise and shoot the shit more with people.
And the biggest thing,
while I was working,
is you're not making fun of kind of people.
Right.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It becomes a joke from your heart.
Yeah.
Instead of making fun of some group of people.
Right.
Which is, I think, always better.
Yeah, and I was always trying to turn that around anyway. Like my inspiration for it was like Ron White. Like I like the way he takes your expectations and turns them right around on you.
Right.
I was trying to do that anyway. Well, that's not my battle to fight.
Right.
So yeah, it seems easier to go that way.
Before we're done, I've got to say, my buddy Tony Fitzpatrick,
Yeah.
one of my closest friends in the world, a wonderful thing happened. I started watching a TV show that I fell in love with, my favorite TV show, and all of a sudden he popped up on it, which is fabulous.
That's fantastic.
Not tuning in to see your friend, then your friend pops in and the show is great. I have pretty much stopped watching television. I don't care about any shows at all. Even the shows I loved, I don't care about. But for some reason, Patriot has snuck through. And I'm still not watching much. Every time you have a choice between watching TV and reading, at the end of the time you spent, if you spent that time reading, you'll feel better.
Right.
Than if you spent the time watching TV.
I just watch nature shows. So.
Every single time. No, it's still not reading, man.
It's a little like reading.
No, it's not.
I watch shows of books where they just turn pages.
Yeah.
I watch those TV shows.
Yeah. But Patriot, I really enjoy. It is just the craziest show. It's like taking Breaking Bad and Fargo and Better Call Saul and just saying, okay, let's take that as the normal. Let's pretend that's Law and Order.
Right.
And then let's take this where it can go. And it has the greatest quality. You know, when I used to go see movies all the time, when the credits would come up and there'd be like 5 writers, we'd always say, the more writers, the better. Look at all those guys. This is an amazing set of credits. Created by, directed by, written by, same guy. I just wrote him an incredible fan letter. I just loved him, and I just forgot his name.
I know.
Stephen Collins? Stephen something.
I'm looking up a bunch of fancy overalls.
Yeah, that's what I got up to. What are some good orange ones?
I just wrote him a fan letter, forget his name. It's Stephen something, and his brother's
Fry.
an actor, and his brother's in it. What's that?
Stephen Fry.
No, it's not Stephen Fry.
You forgot his name.
Steven Universe.
But a Patriot is a terrible name because you can't search for it. Everything else comes up. But Patriot on Prime, Amazon Prime. And it's just, I talked before about the Rochambeau scene, which is great. And Tony Fitzpatrick plays a character called Birdbath. And
Steve Conrad.
Steve Conrad. Steve Conrad is created by, written by, directed by. And he does things directing that nobody would dare do. He shoots whole scenes from the back. 2 characters talking, single camera, they're just on the back of them. He shoots people in silhouette where you can't see a thing, and it is all tremendous. And, Billy West once said, someday something's going to come along that's better than comedy, and it's going to be so funny. And there are no jokes in it at all, and every bit of it is funny, which also Better Call Saul also has. But this is just so far beyond. And the lead guy in it, I just could not love more. I love everybody in it. Everything's great. It's a fabulous, fabulous show. But you'd still be better off reading. But I wrote him a fan letter that might be so effusive it will scare him.
Sporty lumber sexual.
What?
Some of the coveralls names are
Sporty lumber.
Sporty lumber sexual.
Well, good. We got the name of this show at least. Sporty lumber sexual. So you're feeling good about Mind Noodler?
Yeah, I am. Overall, it feels great. Right now, it's tough. Like
Overalls feels good.
overalls, it feels great, just like that. Yeah, I'm just. It's still, it still needs to be practiced, and I can't be academic. You know what I mean? Like it's something I gotta feel out, and so it feels like I'm taking a few steps backward, take a lot more steps forward.
And how are your tricks working?
No, that part's great.
You getting better about tricks?
That's the part I'm getting down with. No, I mean it's fun. It's fun to magic is just fun. You just have this thing.
Some of your magician's guilt going away?
Yeah, but it doesn't go away the first time I do something. That's also the thing that happened in front of you.
Yeah.
The first time I do any new trick in front of an audience, no matter how much I practice or how much I go over it, I absolutely have magician's guilt and want to show how I do it. And it's the weirdest thing because it's not a conscious
That's
decision.
why I'm a juggler, my
No,
friend.
it is. It's totally illogical. Something in your body, something deeper in you wants to be like, I'm lying.
I'm very uncomfortable with that.
This hand is not empty.
Yeah. And I've done it with every single trick that I've done new in front of an audience. I've given it away the first time I do it. It's the craziest thing.
It's really hard. It's really hard. Magician's guilt is
It's the strangest thing.
Probably.
Because the audience wants you to do it well, too. It's not like they're like, thank you.
We've all made the agreement. This is okay. We're at a magic show. We know you're going to lie.
Yeah, I want to be messed with. And that's why I'm
Probably,
sitting
if
here.
you have no magician's guilt whatsoever, it's probably like Charlie Manson, Osama bin Laden, Hitler's top palm was
like
amazing.
right off the bat.
Right off the bat, first try, and unfortunately, Johnny Thompson. we're going to find out. We're going to find out later. Oh, every unsolved murder in the United States of America, Johnny Thompson. No magician's guilt whatsoever.
Yeah.
Anything else, Goodo?
Not all is well.
Everything covered up?
Everything's good.
Good.
We have a lot of other travel stuff that we never got to, but that's okay. We did a bunch of. I did Tulsa, Oklahoma, San Marcos, Texas, Columbia, South Carolina. So
What came up in any of those places? Anything?
yeah, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff. I told you fewer Congregationalists in Tulsa, but
Why did this come out?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It just, I just didn't. That's, usually a lot of people show up every day. In Tulsa, there were only a few over the whole time.
We gotta
But
go
also,
there.
also noticed that Jesus
gotta
was
get there.
selling a lot of T-shirts. Whoever his T-shirt guy is in
Oh,
Tulsa,
man.
whoo, he's making a fortune.
Tulsa's a very religious town. It's Oral Roberts.
Yeah. So well, it shows. It shows. South Carolina was great. Fantastic people. We met a couple of Congregationalists.
There's a huge lottery winner hiding out there. Have you found him? Did you find him?
No.
The guy
I
who
bought a
won-
ticket while I was there.
The guy who won the 1.5 billion.
Yeah, it wasn't
in South
mine.
Carolina. He or she hasn't showed up yet.
Wow.
They know where the ticket is sold, and that person has not come forward with their ticket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I should look again.
That would be the most Godot thing ever. That would be the most Godot thing to ever happen. We'll be like, I guess I won the lottery. Sitting on this ticket for 2 years.
Yeah. I'm worried about the Amex payments. What the hell?
Where else?
Columbia, South Carolina was fantastic. We have a couple of Congregationalists there. Roger, who is a giant of a man, giant woodworker who has a lathe that he pumps with his feet that he built out of sticks to make wooden bowls. It's just beautiful. So cool.
I stand corrected. That was the most Godot thing ever.
Just met great people. John, there was a naturalist in Ohio.
You mean nudist?
No, a naturalist, like a park ranger who listens to the show and came by with a snake between his legs. Came by to say, hey, love your show. I brought a snake in a bag. You want to see it? So, yeah, thanks, John. John was great.
What kind of
Thank you,
snake?
John. I don't remember. Corn
What do you
snake.
mean? He brought a special snake for
Wasn't
you.
a venom. It was a corn snake, I believe. But you know,
That's not
it's
a
a
snake.
small, well-behaved. Yeah,
Corn snake's not a snake.
it's next to the butter cow. Compared to a butter cow, it is very snaky. All kinds of great. Yeah, people all over the world have been terrific.
Good.
I survived the Hurricane Michael.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a tropical storm when it got to Columbia, but I had rented a camper, like a 20-foot camper in somebody's backyard off of Airbnb to stay in, and which would have been great except for the hurricane.
So you used Airbnb a lot.
Yeah, I use Airbnb a lot, but I was in these people's backyard, and branches and pine cones were falling on the roof of this trailer, and at 4 a.m, it was pretty frightening.
Oh, so you do the Airbnbs where like you just get the room and like you're in the house with the other fam?
No, well, I'm in their backyard in this one.
Oh, okay.
I'm literally in their backyard in a camper. Could open up their side fence and walk around in the dark, get into their backyard, and get in the camper.
I feel like there's too many
But-
secrets around that. I feel like I have to walk lightly wherever I went.
This is not bad.
I didn't turn over that rock in the front, so whatever's underneath there,
Yeah.
don't worry about me.
I'm from the South. We don't turn over anything.
Exactly.
Everything you turn over has things underneath it.
Oh,
When you
yeah.
go to take the trash can, you pick up the trash can, snakes and frogs and birds and all kinds of creatures run.
Yeah.
It's the greatest.
I think I'm doing better not ever going outside.
There, it's settled.
The allergies have settled it. Now you've learned reasons. That's good. That's good.
We got nothing else, have we? Oh, you want to say a little bit about martial arts? You want to go into that too much?
Do you want to do that now or save it for another episode?
Save it for another episode.
Yeah, I
That
think
was
so.
Penn Sunday School.
That was Penn Sunday School.
Let's go.
Cha-cha-cha.
Let's go get lunch.
To our listening
You become naked.
nature sang and round us rang the music of the spheres. And
It's the end of the week for me, so I have to do my hour of thinking this afternoon. I have to put it in this afternoon because I do it every single week. I get to the end of the week and I haven't done it, I got to do it. So I got to find an hour this afternoon. We've been doing this show that we can't talk about, so I've been,
Eating up your hours.
I was on camera for 7 hours. Not at the theater for 7 hours. I was on camera for 7 hours. You know we love you.
I'm so glad I'm not the editor on that show.
Coveralls.
Transcribing. Then he said, what?
Right before he got sick, Jonathan added a bit about the Dove jacket to his show.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He makes a point of, I'm putting on, we're going to do a Dove act now. And he has an assistant bring out, I think Anastasia was doing it.
Yeah.
Bring out the jacket, and then she hugs him and kills all the doves in it.
Well, that's from A Hard Day's Night. That exact joke's in A Hard Day's Night.